It's 2023. We're back. Hi, everybody. Yeah, I feel like every year starts with just a laugh and an assumption when you say what year it is. Welcome back to Heavensfire, the interactive queer witchy stream, the actual play where we play currently Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition and have some tarot card elements that you can flavor and mix up the game with by using 850 channel points. Or for our patrons, they can cash in some advantages, some health drops, and some extra tarot pulls that they have by default at the start of each session. So if you're interested in being a patron and causing more chaos and potentially getting a spot in one of our Friday games, you can check out our Patreon here as well. But yeah, it's 2023. I'm Essie. I'm your storyteller, as always, for the evening every other Saturday right here, twitch.tv/ESPTTRPG, while we make some long-term transitions and investments. In any case, hello, Teslin. Hello, Rudolph. Hello. And shout out to that one aromantic Anna. Speaking of patrons, Anna is one of our patrons. So welcome back, Anna. Here to cause chaos as always. Yeah, I'll let the table introduce themselves. I guess a quick announcement. Currently playing right now is the Guild of Ambience, one of our music partners. We continue to have our music partners through 2023, which we are very grateful for. I'll put them in the chat as well. Guild of Ambience. One N. There we go. Avalon, who are you, and who are you going to be playing tonight?
Hello, I am Avalon. She, her, or they, them pronouns. In equal measure. I don't really have a preference. Anyway, I play Willow, the half-elf artificer. She uses she, her pronouns. Yeah.
Thank you, Avalon and Garnet.
Hey everyone, I am Garnet. I will be playing Amina Nzinga, and we both use she, they pronouns.
Awesome, thank you, Garnet, and the Coyote Witch, Nikki. Hi.
Hello, I'm Nikki, the Coyote Witch. I play Mrs. Mabel Goodberry, the very happy and hopeful bugbear mama who loves everybody. Both of us are she, her pronouns.
Yay! And who would like to give a recap for a DM inspiration or a luck point from last session?
Oh my god, that was last year, Essie.
It was last year. It's been
a year.
Yeah, we haven't played since 2022.
think I remember. If my notes don't fail me. So we finally managed to get to the Kairosian Embassy. And when we get there and Amina is attempting to make arrangements for the party's newly adopted sister, daughter, niece. We have not quite figured that out yet. There was a huge riot outside the embassy of people who were super upset about the mysterious flyers that had been littered throughout the town the previous evening. Harmony and some of her military cohorts is not the correct name. Associates went to sort of quell that, and the rest of us took it upon ourselves to go and find the people responsible for, at the very least, spreading the pamphlets around the city to find out where they originated from. We are after we've managed to find our way to a tavern whose name escapes me. That's the one. Thank you. And because that's kind of where we were told young people would be by a very interesting old man who, was just kind of like the homeless guy that people tend to overlook. We were like, no, let's talk to this guy.
I totally forgot about that guy.
So he kind of told us that this is where, you would find young people who would just sort of come into money that they would not normally have. We get there, we're finding out info. He is a menace. And they are just trying to exist and are not allowed to when some soldiers come in. So they they do some thieving. So now we've got some military weapons and armor, which is great. Did that with the help of Willow, shoving everything into the bag of holding that she's got. And I joined a metal band, which was tons of fun, and there was a lot of girl on girl flirting, just so much girl on girl flirting, and it was lovely and wonderful. And luckily, the information we got seems to be correct, as we have well, yes, we have spotted two young men who look like they just recently came into some cash and are flashing it around.
Youths.
Are any of you familiar with a movie? I want to say it was a 90s movie called Blank Check.
Yes. Yes.
These kids are totally living out Blank Check.
Yes.
Slide from one room to the bottom. Yep. I love that movie.
I haven't seen it since I was like the age of the kid in the movie, so I don't remember very much of it, but the basic premise is there.
Yes. Yes. My whole summary of that entire episode was be gay, do crimes. Since
Yeah,
all of
that's
those things
exactly
happened.
what happened. Yes, it was. Oh, and those guards that he did the thieving from definitely got intimidated right on out of the bar.
Yep. What were those?
The band that I was with had did not want anything to do with them, and they got intimidated right on out of there.
Oh yeah,
No cops at punk shows.
Dusk Watchers. The Dusk Watchers kicked them out.
And if memory serves, that was everything. It was a very eventful time. We finally got a lot of stuff done.
And tonight's episode is part 2 of that concert. I'm kidding.
Why did I take damage? I took 1 point of damage. Oh, the mosh pit. Mabel got
Yes.
hit in the nose.
That's
in the mosh
right.
Pit.
You got elbowed.
Oh. It was like I have just 1 point of damage.
Right. The mosh pit has not been kind.
Yeah. It would have been pretty great though if Mabel tried to crowd surf.
Probably could have made it.
I don't know if anybody would have been strong enough. She would still be trailing her arms on the ground.
Hey, there we go. Sorry, Nightbot had to refresh. It didn't want to work.
Oh no.
First. So let's back up here. Guild of Ambience. So yeah, thank you, DM Inspiration to Garnet. And
you.
if you already have it, you can give yourself a point. There they are. Also, shout out to Allie, my usually triumphant. Also one of our patrons in our Friday Pirates game. And there.
Misty. Sorry, I was trying to remember the name of the pretty lesbian elf.
Yes. Yar.
Mabel gave her cookies and she bought her drinks.
That is a nice exchange.
Yes.
That is some sapphic flirting if I've ever seen it.
Disaster. Mabel did not know what to do with herself.
Well, here you find yourselves in the tavern in a moment of a lull where there is... you're able to kind of... the band has currently stopped playing. Everyone has calmed down. The guards that had tried to disrupt by starting a fistfight with the Duskwatch have left and departed and left you to your own devices. The Duskwatch individuals here have jumped into the crowd, are also either kind of on the periphery or enjoying it, not fully engaging as they're still on duty too, but they are definitely nodding along, you know, like the people at the bar at a hardcore show who hang in the back and, you know, they might put one arm out if the pit gets too close, or, you know, they just hang back and one of those things. That's kind of what but they're enjoying it. That's what the Duskwatch is doing. But you have a moment here where you can kind of relax and talk amongst each other as they fiddle with their amplifiers and kind of the magical amplifiers, these brilliant devices of artifice, and set up for the next set. They all also kind of nod approvingly and give Amina a few pats on the back as sort of she kind of reels in the very quick sort of it's a small tavern, so there was like this echo of like, kind of isolated clapping as there is at a tavern like this, but everyone seems to be enjoying themselves. People come over and start putting money in the hat, and that's where y'all find yourselves. Also, we have a precious stone in the chat. We have a rose quartz, so thank you. Rose quartz is easy. So we only have 3 people, so it gets a lot easier. So everybody roll a d20. Do rollies.
Rollies.
That's what that is.
That's a natural 20.
11.
Ooh, 9.
20.
Avalon.
Willow.
That would be me, ma'am.
Avalon. Okay, so that's going to go to you. It's going to be advantage on the the band blade, the band sword. Advantage on the next charisma check until the end of the session. So the precious stones, when they're cashed in, they last until the end of the session. So that is advantage on charisma check. Could be deception, could be persuasion, could be performance. So whatever you want to use that on. And no current romance is currently engaged. So we'll call that the charisma check portion of that. So thank you, Virtual Infamy, for cashing in those channel points, and also for our new follower. Okay, so carry on.
I can't remember if I've already started doing this, but Mabel had seen the kids, and they were at. Are they even on? Are they on the map?
They are. Oh, that's right. I'm gonna put a couple of kind of over by the bar. There was some shuffling.
I was gonna say I thought they were by the bar.
They were part of the. So they were part of the Quicksilver. They kind of have like that sort of. So many tokens. Sort of.
That token looks way cooler than I imagined
like,
these kids.
Yeah. They feel like they kind of fit in with the rest of the Quicksilver Troop crowd. So like the fans and friends and those who come to see the Quicksilver Troop play, and they're kind of hanging up by the bar. So I'll give them a little red icon here, just to know which ones they are. Just a couple of average-looking kids, maybe 18 or 19 or so. Kind of really young considering. They seem to have just purchased a couple of really nice rings, a couple of necklaces that have these very expensive-looking adornments on them, some brand new jackets as well, some clothes. Everything looks nice and new and shiny, kind of standing out amidst sort of the worn world that everyone else here is in. Right? It's very. They stand out. They just had
might as
all
well.
new things. Yeah.
They might as well be waving their money around.
Yep, and they're currently at the tavern, and so yes, questions.
Mabel is going to make eye contact with Willow.
Was that pause for you, Nikki?
No.
Okay.
Did I hit a button?
Does anyone need a pause or
No,
have a question?
I think I hit a button.
Okay.
I think I was trying to move it.
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure.
Nope, I was trying to move the button and I clicked it instead.
Fair enough.
I've definitely done that.
Yeah, same.
I'm gonna make eye contact with Willow. Kind of like wave at her. And then point over to the bar. And like, I don't know. Is it still loud in here? I'm assuming it was still loud and Willow couldn't really hear me.
It's currently quiet. Things have kind of quieted down. There's like the normal sound of like a tavern that you might have. So the people are kind of enjoying this, like the clanking of silverware and of wood and of plates and this usual chatter, kind of like, but it's not necessarily too loud either. It is also sort of the mid to late afternoon. This is kind of like a matinee show. I think it's closer to like 4 o'clock. So.
Okay, well, in that case, then I'm just going to walk over to I'll put my hand on Missy's arm and say, I'll be right back. And turn around and go over to Willow. Hey, you see those two over by the bar?
Yeah.
I think those are the kids we're looking for. And then I try to wave Amina down from the...
Is everyone okay if I do a quick retcon to have y'all have spent a few more hours with Dawn at the orphanage? Kind of, it would make sense to me, and I think it would also kind of make more sense for this to be just after nightfall, so around 8 o'clock, where y'all
I'm fine with
arrived.
that.
Okay, cool. So
I had assumed it was anyway. So.
yeah, okay. So the only retcon that we'll do there is that when you spoke to the hermit, it was sort of still it's midsummer, so it was between 6 and 7 or so, probably closer to 7. The sun was going down. It was like a beautiful sunset over looking out at the ocean, and the hermit kind of directed you to kind of stop and reconsider, and then you had taken a break at the tavern, maybe heading that way anyway to get see if you can get some more information. Everything happened. The show started around 8 o'clock, just after the sunset. That also makes sense because it gives you more time to have spent with Dawn at the orphanage, getting her acclimated, and you can have a whole 6 hours or so during the day where you spent time with Dawn to whatever you want to impose upon your characters there. Spending time with this adorable orphan girl that you adopted, teaching her whatever things you want to, whatever knowledge you wish to impart.
I think
how to steal cookies from the top shelf.
Yeah. Just climb. You can do it, darling. You can do it.
Safely.
I'll be right here. I'll spot you.
Cool.
I do think I had written down that we were in the tavern for 2 hours waiting for the show to start.
Even better.
So I don't know.
That makes sense.
Okay.
So yeah, we can say that you kind of met the hermit around even around 6 o'clock, and then headed into the tavern and stayed there until 8. That makes a lot of sense to me. Okay, so just wanted to smooth that over. Any questions from Avalon or Garnet about any of that?
No, I'm good.
Okay, all right, carry on. Retcon. It's a small one.
So yeah, after Mabel says that and starts trying to like flag Amina, Willow's just gonna like casually make her way toward the door and just take a seat next to it to be able to block the exit in case the kids get flighty.
Okay. Perfect. I was waiting for someone to do that. And what's Mabel doing again?
Mabel was trying to flag down Amina from the... Here.
Okay, so...
I'm going to move closer to the stage and, wave at her. You can't see me because I'm 2 feet taller than everyone else in this room. Amina, it's me! It's me! Come here!
So I'm gonna put down my viol, and then there's gonna be this moment where I'm like, actually maybe I shouldn't, and I'm gonna pick it back up again, and I'm gonna, I guess, unplug it from the amp, and then very carefully put that down near where I was standing, and then head over to Mabel.
Okay. All right, and as you're kind of doing this and kind of synchronizing with each other, you can see I wanted to say Avalon. You can see Willow heading over to the door. Again, that's I get the... Sometimes. Willow heading over to the door to kind of keep an eye on the door. Kind of a little bit in work mode for Willow.
Yeah, she'll actually set down like a whole mug of beverage in front of the guy that's at the table, just to seem like she's there on purpose and just not appear to be lingering.
The name of the stream is not hardcore for no reason, but I had to shuffle the music around a little bit. Okay.
I was kind of into that metal music that we playing. As soon as Amina comes down, just lean really far down and whisper, I think the 2 youths that we are looking for are over by the bar. What should we do?
Amina is gonna look, and then, are they cute?
I feel like I will scare them. So
Like, 'cause that'll make it easier. But like, I don't know. They seem about the age that Amina feels.
and look,
They
So
they are
she's
18
just
and 8, like around 18, 19, but they're still very, very young. Considering y'all's.
yeah. Um,
old. Are you calling Mabel old?
Willow's freshly out of college. She's not that much older than them.
hold on. Definitely older. Does not feel like it.
Right, right, exactly.
Because elf time screwy and also Feywild time screwy.
Yes.
Mhm.
Mabel understands that you're older than she is, but she will not treat you as such.
Oh no, it's fine. Amina very much enjoys having a maternal figure around. Yeah, she's just like, what should we do? And Amina's still got like all of this like crazy like metal energy like flowing through her, so she's just gonna kind of walk over to the bar and what on earth can she order that sounds alcoholic but isn't? Or I take that back. She's just gonna order 2 drinks for
Surely-
those guys.
Shirley Temples for everyone.
She's just gonna order like two ales for those 2 guys.
Okay. All right. You're gonna make your way over to the bartender. Again, the bartender currently elvish, sort of strawberry blonde hair tied up in a bun with some braids down along the side, and little flower crown in her hair. Sort of traditional, sort of like a corset and a frilled top. It's kind of like a pale greenish color, very springy. And she's kind of the drinking age is 18, sure. She's kind of like back and forth between the bar. It's a little quiet now, even though the sun just went down. People are coming in. It's still not as busy. It's like the middle of the week essentially, but there's a show midweek, which is kind of common for like. I left repeat on. Thank you very much. You kind of flag her down, and she kind of saunters over. What be love?
That's not for me. It's for those 2. Can you just get him a couple ales and yeah, it's on me.
Just the one who looks maybe a little bit older, kind of masculine presenting, sort of mohawk swept to one side, has some sort of vibrant violet highlights, lots of about 10 different ear piercings. Also has a septum ring.
Nice.
Kind of turns around and is just like, hi.
Hi.
Right for us.
Well, you came in halfway through the set. I want to make sure you stay for the rest of it.
What was it? Is buying the drinks for both of us or just for
Yeah.
one of us?
Well, unless you plan on drinking too.
The one that kind of turned around over their shoulder looks a little disappointed. I won't say no to free alcohol. And the bartender just kind of raises an eyebrow at the situation and just kind of looks at all of you and says, all right, 2 ales coming up. And just back to the keg, and which is right over here, by the way. The taps to the kegs are right over here. So she's starts filling up the mugs.
I never miss an opportunity to talk with potential new fans. I'm Amina.
Mina, I think we only caught the last bit of the set, but I'm Eric. This is Steven. I always laugh when I say normal names.
Hi.
Eric. It's Eric with an A, and Steven. Steven just. And Eric says, well, I just come into a little bit of money, so would you like to be non-alcoholic or
Well,
whatever
I'm
you
still
want?
working, and actually, I'm super hot, so just like a water would be great, actually.
Oh yeah, you are.
Oh my gosh, no, like temperature.
That's what a 19-year-old kid would say, right? So yeah, and it's like,
I took psychic damage.
That's what a 19-year-old kid would say in that situation, right? With confidence would be like, yeah, you are.
I didn't say you were wrong to do it.
That's what
I
would
said it
say in
hurt.
in that
So-
conversation.
So he reads that and is like embarrassed and turns around and just water. Do you have one of the ice boxes? And it'll cost you extra. We'll get some ice water. And she just
You said juice box.
that's the. Did you say juice box?
I thought you said juice boxes.
Oh. No,
Juice
ice
box?
box.
I'm not gonna lie. If she comes
Sip
over with a
emoji.
juice box, Amina is not gonna say no.
What? Yeah, I mean, a pina colada would probably be like the easiest one.
Oh, no pina coladas.
Juice box, yeah, juice box is better than ale.
Yep.
So sorry.
Don't
She
die.
comes back with the mugs. That'll be 4 copper. And they said, no, just put it all on us.
Just silly. I ordered them for you. You should let me pay, and then
All right, okay.
when I'm ready to actually drink. Are you sure?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
As the conversation continues, more butterflies are manifesting around Amina just as she
no.
talks. And they're kind of just like
Still have COVID
floating
symptoms.
around both of the young men.
I love it. I also imagine that the cups are now red solo cups that they're all drinking
Oh
out
wow,
of.
yeah. They're both like very clearly intimidated by the presence of a beautiful woman kind of being this forward, right? As most people are probably would be. But they are, as you don't even need to make a check, they are very intimidated, and I think you're having the desired effect as putting them off their edge. Right? That's kind of the seems like what you're going for. Okay. So it's working. She goes back with 2 ales and just that'll be 3 copper a piece. 2 ales, whoever's paying. They just, oh yeah. And the other one, Stephen, is like, that's a nice trick. The butterflies.
Thank you.
Eric
They
pays.
just sort of
Go ahead.
No, they just sort of manifest whenever I'm interested.
Eric turns bright red as you say that, and just. Well, I thought you. Okay, all right. I mean, who wouldn't, right?
So, you said you recently came into some money? I'm not prying, but that was one of the first things you said, so now I'm just interested. I hope no one in your family died.
Well, I mean, not recently, but but my nana passed away a few years ago, and it's been rough for me, and but I'm dealing with it best I can, and just doing some work for some important people.
Oh. Well, I'm so sorry about your nana.
That's okay.
Oh.
Someone comes into the door right around this point, Willow, and let's see, where did Key's on the other side, because Key's the only one that would recognize this person, followed by a rather large contingent of more of the Quicksilver troop, kind of filling in to the tavern. About 5 more of them kind of just filter in this big crowd. And you can see over by Amina that the 2 kids at the bar immediately kind of sit up and shift as a tiefling walks right up to the 3 of you, towards Amina and the other 2. They stop answering your questions. Excuse me. They stop answering your questions and walk past Willow. Willow, do you do anything as they walk in for any reason?
No. Willow just watches.
They kind of filter in, and this tiefling, kind of rugged facial hair, hair up in like a short mohawk, stylized leathers, and a bunch of sewn-on patches for some symbols. For usually like sort of bands that would be of a similar type of style, right? Different street crews, that type of thing. And just kind of walks up. One of the bards in the corner is playing kind of what you're hearing now, a more sort of interlude, because there was always that one bard that was there, the half-elf with the white streak and their hair. They kind of go over to the far end, and they're kind of walking around. They have a viola, and they also have a little bit of magic, too, that occasionally adds some extra layers, and it's kind of like the intermission, right? And you can see also that some folks are also a couple of copper or silver here, has a pouch that people can sort of occasionally stop and like very traditional bardy stuff. So kind of an upbeat tune here, and again the as it gets later in the evening, closer to 9, people are getting a little loose. People have had a few ales, more stews are coming out from the back room. And this tiefling, in the process of all this, kind of puts a hand on each of their shoulders, leans in, and it's like, "Did you come into a decent amount of money recently, eh? I've seen you flaunting your money around, eh? Where'd you get it from? Huh? You gotta share the secret?" And then looks over at Amina and just, "Hello, who's your friend?"
Hi. The friend can speak. My name's Amina.
All right. Hello, Amina. Hey, I'm gonna need you to do me a little favor before we start, right? Or as we start. And they're like, yeah. And he's like, bit of info from the crew. Sort of a new job that comes down, right? So, I'm gonna need you to meet Kerak down over by the docks at the warehouse. And they kind of look at each other. Don't worry about it. It's all above game, right?
Can you spell that name for me, Essie?
Kerrak. Kerak. Sorry, I, not A. Kerri. Kerak. Need you to meet Kerak down at the bar, down at the docks. Need you to just pick up a little something for me, all right? Don't worry about it. Again, it's all above game, but I need you to specifically, especially with right. Call it your dues. I know you got the money for them. If you want to save your money, right, from dues, not to worry about anything like that. Just go and meet Kerak. Do the job, and then come back here when you're done. Shouldn't take more than an hour, right? And they kind of just look very distraught. They turn a little pale, and they just, why the warehouse? Why the warehouse district? What Kerak said. Now listen, he pays for a lot of us to live, all right? A lot of roofs above a lot of our heads, right? When Kerak comes calling, if he wants to get a job done, you do the fucking job. And they just, right? They do this. I won't worry about any extra dues or anything like that. Do with you will with your money. And you earned it, I assume. Kind of pats him both in the back. Looks at Amina. And just, alright, pardon me, love. Kind of just scoots around you. Excuse me. What?
Are you a pimp?
The two kind of look at each other and just they laugh and they're like no, he's the lead singer of the band. Kerak is our landlord. He's they kind of look at each other. He's got some connections on the street, and he's also I think the term is slumlord, but
Not much different then, is it?
well, no, that's. And they look and they kind of, that's Tom and Rotten. He's the lead singer. He's our friend. He kind of like leads the Quicksilver Troop. Kerak is just the landlord that owns the buildings that Tom and most of us live under. It's kind of like a hostile type of situation. He's got like 6 of them all across the cities. That's Carrick. Carrick is the landlord. The
Well,
individual
it
that just walked by
sounds
is
like...
Tommen Rotten, the lead singer.
Oh, well, he's late.
Well, I thought he wasn't supposed to be here. So
Also, that's why I was here.
you'll remember that Tommen Rotten specifically was, so this might be important. Tommen Rotten specifically was told to lay low because he's in some big trouble with the law. He seems to be ignoring that, putting himself out in the open and continuing to do whatever work this Carrick slumlord kingpin on the street has them doing, right? Probably some petty crime type of situation. If he's got like 3 or 4 buildings, probably something along those lines. But and that's exactly what they tell you. They're like, just and
Well, it seems to me that if you've come into some money, then you don't need him anymore. You can move.
so Eric just kind of adjusts and get that much money, and Eric says, Eric wants you to job. Don't decline. Street law.
Oh, that's very different from where I'm from.
Where are you from?
Yes.
These will shot. Barty time. It is Barty time. Exactly. Where the money at? Hydrated dice rate, by the way. Thank you, Isbits. Carry on, Amita.
I'm sure you haven't seen anyone like me really ever. So why don't you guess where I'm from?
See.
So smart.
Steven on the other side says, oh, I know. Great forests of Karnak? 4 houses of Vadra?
Oh, very good.
Oh.
Oh,
And Steven
you
oh,
guessed
right.
too soon.
Well, you see, I'm the smart
I was going to
one
make a
here.
game out of it.
Well, Eric's not too bright, so I'm really the brains of the operation, and Eric is, does the swing. And Eric turns around, he says, you want me to swing at you?
No,
Joking.
no.
They kind of are going at each other a little bit, kind of trying to find a way to gain your favor. Little quips here and there that kind of give them away.
Well, then it's good you have each other. One of you to do the talking, and the other one for when talking is no longer an option. It's good to have a friend.
That's true. And they kind of tap each other on the shoulder. For all the bad things we say about each other, really are like, what's the word? What's the phrase? And then the other one says thick as thieves, and they just kind of give each other hearty pats on the back, quite literally patting each other on the back. Now, Mabel, I want to pause there for a second. Mabel, where you are, you can overhear the conversation better. There's like a little, as Tommen Rotten joins the rest of the troop, there seems to be a little bit of a disagreement happening, or some confusion, as he walks in and he's brought 6 other people of the crew, and it's getting a little crowded, and there seems to be some kind of an argument going on with the band themselves. If you want to lean in and see what's happening, or if you want to kind of stay over here near, it's up to you.
Oh, I will definitely kind of lean towards the people who just walked in, because Amina seems to have this covered, and Mabel is super, super proud of her. Like, oh, it's so good to see her. She's so smart. Oh, so proud of her. Like, also trying to probably carry on a conversation with Missy, but like very much not paying attention.
Right. So,
but yeah, as soon as those 2 walk by, I will definitely kind of lean towards them, since they talk to the kids.
Okay. All right. And what's your passive perception, by the way?
Oh, I don't know. 15.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check for me. See how well you can listen. We'll default to passive as you kind of lean in.
Oh, that's 6 or 9. 13.
13?
Yep.
Okay. So we'll default to 15. Yeah, I'll say it's pretty easy to figure out. They're kind of you make out like little bits here and there of the conversation. It's essentially arguing about why is Tommen here? He's supposed to be like, you're supposed to be laying low. What the fuck are you doing? You're gonna get yourself in trouble. And what's really interesting is that Tommen is like, no. It's fine. It's fine. And he even gets upset. He's like, it's fucking fine. Got it taken care of. They're like, how do you have it taken care of? You're in big trouble. And at one point he's like, not anymore. And at this point you can hear the of the artifice start to set up, drowning out some of the other sounds.
Cool. Sounds like he paid somebody off, or somebody got paid off.
Amina, carry on. You can hear the of the those magical devices kind of flicker to life once more, and they kind of start to, stand up and like, if Tommen's here, it's probably going to get a lot more violent. We should probably go and do the thing. Seriously, Carrick he provides housing for all of us, and he's not into anything too crazy to what we know. It's a landlord. There's only so much housing here in Bastion's Hold. It's more of a fortress than a city.
I see.
How can we find you again? Will you be here all night?
Well, I don't know about all night, but seeing as how I'm a visitor here, you can leave messages for me at the Kairosian Embassy if you're good. So you have to be nice when you go
bright
there.
red. And Steven has to like nudge him in the ribs, and he's sorry. Okay. And Willow, nothing else by the door for now. I think you're just kind of watching and waiting. But
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
As the amp flickers on, Tom and Rotten kind of comes to the front, and they're all looking at him. And the last thing that you catch is from Jubilee, and she says, "Are you sure we can play that now? Especially with everything that's happening with the." And Tolman's like, "It's all right. We were asked to play it." And then Tom and Rotten says, "All right, everybody. I'm Tom and Rotten. Back from the gallows. It's a new one." Go ahead.
Oh, I just said, oh no.
This one is a new
Mina
one.
is going to make eye contact with Jubilee and just kind of look over to where, like, I was originally standing on stage and just kind of shrug.
Yeah.
Like, am I supposed to come and join you guys again? Or do you want me to hang back?
Jubilee is like, seems confused, but it's like, sure, like, come on up.
So yeah, I'm gonna hop back on stage and
Okay.
plug my viol back in and wait.
Okay.
I'm not gonna immediately start anything because I mean, one, she doesn't know any of the songs, but also I want to know why my new friend is so flustered.
I was going to, if you pass me, I kind of want to put my arm out and stop you.
Oh,
And I'm just going to lean down and say, if they're leaving, I think we need to leave with them too. I don't know if you want to risk it.
I'm gonna need a couple of minutes. I
Okay.
stick out. Oh no,
Okay.
to change. I'll catch up.
All right. Just, yeah. Let me know what you want to do.
Just a heads up, I will not be sneaking anywhere. I am wearing the Guardian armor. It is bulky and defensive instead of sneaky.
All right, we're gonna pause for a quick tarot card pull from
Willow's
Willow.
walking down the street like the Mark 1 Iron Man armor out here, just chunk, chunk, chunk.
Great. I'm also glad we finally got Night. Got. All right, so we have a couple. We have one in the queue, and I want to see if this one will work. So I want to check and see if there is an affiliated table. This, unless it is. This could be.
Did Willow hear any of the conversation that Amina was having with the boys?
Yeah, I think you have good enough vantage point to kind of have picked up on everything that is discussed. Oh, that's right. Heavensfire Terror. Yeah, you were close enough to be able to pick out, I would say, probably most of that. So you kind of have I think you have a pretty good grasp on what is happening.
Okay, cool.
Is there anything you
I
want
have ideas then.
Okay, cool.
No, not at the moment. Just as they're leaving, Willow will try to talk to them. I have ideas.
Let me see if there's more context. This will be.
Of course, no worries.
Okay. I will say that this is great. This is real. This is good. Really good. Okay. So thank you, Anna, because I have a solution. We're going to go with the first one there. And all I'll say is y'all at level 3. So I have contingencies as to how to appropriately scale this. That being said, the card that Anna pulled was the dragon first.
That bodes so well.
But
We're babies.
right. But the good news is that because of your level, it's not likely that a dragon is going to. But there are other contingencies for lower level. Certain. So we'll see, and you'll know it when you see it, Anna and the rest of y'all. So as Tom and Rotten continues up onto the stage, as Tom and Rotten gets up on the stage and says that whole first part and says, "All right, anyway, this is a new one. I'm Tom and Rotten. We're the Quicksilver Troop, and this one's called I Am the Devil."
That sounds
He looks
fine.
at the rest of them and just kind of nods, and they're like, "Okay." And then this kicks in, and the whole place, about more than it did before, just immediately starts moving and opening up. The elbows and the fists times 10. I need everyone over there. So Willow, no, not Willow, Mabel, go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw for me, because it's spilling into the back. There's spin kicks and everything now, and it's worse. People are leaving now, and the violence on this is so intense. And I also need Amina to make it's so fast. Make a performance check. The DC is going to be high, but make a performance check. You're like, what the fuck?
Oh jeez. Oh no, Mabel stopped me, remember?
Oh yeah. Okay, did you stop Amina from fully going over there, Mabel?
Well, I stopped her and let her make her own decision.
Okay.
But I just told you what we were gonna do, and then
yeah, I said I wanted to change, and then my brain started moving a million miles a minute, and now I'm just like, no, it's probably better if we just follow them. And I kind of turn for the door to follow them, and I'm just gonna say, I have a bit of magic, and that might help.
They are kind of making their way over towards the door at this point. And also, Mabel, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
I rolled a 2, so that's a 3.
A 3, okay. So there is So you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as you get hit really hard with the back of a fist that has like studs on it, and then an elbow into the ribs as the girl in front of you is full on elbow swing back and forth, and you catch a windmill on the head too with like one of the over the shoulder windmills. But yeah, there's spin kicks and everything, and they're just absolutely going ham now. The amplifiers are vibrating, the dust is falling from the roof, and these kids are leaving. Willow, what do you do as they kind of approach the door? You could follow them, you could stop them.
Well, Amina's also right there trying to get their attention. So Willow's just gonna, like, let that happen and then chip in if she needs to.
Okay.
This is not Mabel's scene. She is too old for these shenanigans.
I mean, if she started windmilling, though,
Oh god, I could take
she
out
could clear a
so
path
many-
very quickly.
Okay, so...
She got that 10-foot reach. She could clear a path.
Alright, so they start leaving out the door as the music gets real weird, right? And they start leaving out the door, and Willow, you're gonna follow and tail behind them. Same thing with Amina and Mabel, you're all kind of leaving.
Well, Amina was trying to get their attention before they left.
Yeah, I'm
so
just
I'm
gonna kind of
letting her-
mage hand and tap them.
Okay, you do, and they kind of turn around. As the crowd is spilling back even further, a couple more, some of the other patrons are like running for the door at this point, as to how
Yeah,
loud
definitely
this
just gonna
song
kind of
is.
link
Yeah,
their
yeah.
arms with mine and out the door so we can actually hear each other and not get hit in the face.
Okay, alright. So you're gonna link their arms and head out the door?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So,
Willow will follow Amina then.
okay.
Mabel's gonna quick lean over to Misty and say, "Thank you so much for this lovely conversation for meeting you. And if you're interested in still talking more, you can leave a message for me at the Kairosian Embassy, and I will be checking back there because that's the thing. I don't know. If you don't want to talk, that's fine. Okay, goodbye. And I
Okay.
turn around
And
leave.
they're like, just meet me back here, I'm gonna go upstairs! And you hear Tom and Ron, he's like, this song's called My Own Version of Bastion's Fucking Old! And kind of jumps and does like a dive kick into the crowd. And is like crowd surfing after drop kicking someone in the front row. Blood and sweat
Right.
flying everywhere as he's screaming. Jubilee is doing the thing where she spins the loot now connected to the amplifier, spins it around her shoulder, hair is going up and down and everything, and then they all start kind of simultaneously with Kieran falls in the back with the drums now. Like it's actually breaking down real fucking hard. And same thing with Diesel, they're just absolutely in the fucking moment.
Yes.
3 more people leave and they're like, excuse me, nope, not today. Because they kind of push their way out.
Another pull has been requested.
Okay.
Mabel is so torn. Missy wants her to go upstairs. She has to leave.
I already have the next poll in the queue. Hi, Christy. Hello, Stella.
Hi, Christy.
Okay, so so you follow them outside, and outside the tavern, you're linking arms with them, and just talking to them there. Okay, so and Mabel also makes her way out.
Yeah, she's gonna follow them
Okay,
as
all
she
right.
attempts to plug her
Yeah,
hear things. Her hearing has gone.
yeah. Missy kind of makes her way upstairs and is like, "I'll talk to you later."
Next time we have some time, Willow can make you some earmuffs.
As you're outside, two people that are part of the crew come out, blood dripping from their nose. They kind of stumble out like, fuck. And there is another sort of older gentleman that kind of comes out, kind of stumbling out, and just kind of holding, bleeding from a couple of cuts on his face, like kind of just stumbles off into the distance.
Oh, you weren't kidding when you said it was going to get more violent in there.
And they're like, 2 new songs! Oh, probably don't have to shout anymore. Because the door's opening, but there's the door closed. So like, oh, sorry. You're like, we really got to get going.
Well, I know we just met, but I don't like this arrangement you have. So the sooner you get it done, the better, right? I don't know about you two, but I do have a little bit of magic. Maybe I can help.
There was also a mob out here earlier today, so it might not be safe for you to be walking around by yourselves at night.
Well, it's totally fine. We can handle ourselves.
I'm sure you can, but if you don't have to, why should you?
It's still going on inside, right? So you can still hear it kind of lingering out. Lingering out into the night's air.
Mabel will
The
come
muted.
lumbering. I'm gonna come lumbering over to you, and as I am, I'm like, I can't hear anything.
Hey, it's Vancouver by night.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
That's still being discussed.
I look at the two kids. Hi, my name's Mabel. Like, hold my hand out.
Next time we have a day or two, remind me to make you some earplugs or some earmuffs.
Yeah.
I have such a headache.
So the two people have kind of come outside now, and they're like, fuck, and they're like looking at each other's noses, making sure it's not like, you know, one of them kind of snaps the other one's nose back into place. And like, oh, fuck you! And the other one is like, kind of takes a handkerchief and kind of plugs it up there. And they look at Mabel coming out, and they're like, we really got to get going. This is an important job. We really can't. We don't want to keep, you know, who waiting.
Keep who? Who are we waiting? And she's also like bloodied nose and takes out her little pocket square with her embroidered initials, and it's like,
They're like, you know what? Don't worry about it. We really got to get going.
Well, if you insist, you know where to find me. And don't let those pretty faces of yours get damaged.
They kind of look over to the two people fixing each other's noses outside, and they're like, you learn to dodge once you go to enough Quicksilver Troop shows. But we'll catch you soon. If y'all gonna be here later tonight, we'll come back.
I do need to get back to my sister, so probably not. But like I said,
The embassy, right?
yeah.
Okay,
You know
so
where to find me.
We'll come find you at the embassy tomorrow morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds great.
Right. We got to go, and the other one's like, oh, it was Garrick, by the way, and he's like, no, don't say that. You shouldn't be saying his name. And it's like, never mind, we're out. Carrick. I gotta write that down before I get it because of dyslexia. Carrick, there you go. All right, and they're like, see you later. They look at Amina, and Steven is kind of like turning to leave. He's like, come on, let's go. We gotta fucking go. And Eric is like, you are awesome. It was super nice to meet you. I'll see you tomorrow morning. I'll get some donuts and some coffee or some pastries.
And then she's gonna kind of wave a couple of the butterflies over his head, and she's given him bardic inspiration.
Okay.
So whatever it is they're about to do, he's got a little bit more oomph to it.
Okay.
as they're walking away, Mabel's gonna lean down to Amina. Oh, they seem like such nice boys.
They're totally gonna get themselves killed. We have to follow them.
Oh, they're definitely gonna die. Yes. Yes, we need to follow.
Okay.
I don't know how we're gonna sneak, but we definitely need to. They're going to the docks.
I don't know if Willow's ever been to Bastion's Hold before. Would it be possible to find out if there's like a faster route to the warehouse district? A way that we could get there before the boys?
The answer to that question as to how do they have electric instruments is because I wrote the world and I said that they do.
Yes.
Christy, we love you. We love you, Christy. But essentially artifice, yes. It's explained as artifice. And also, Christy, your card was very pretty. It is familiar. again, we ask that the players above game, please not metagame. Very pretty card
You
here.
can't stop me.
And the dragon here from Anna, both inverse. So those are in the queue to be enacted as we proceed, and you will see them both sooner than later. Ooh, yeah. It's like the hey DM, why are there amplifiers? Take my card. It just says I can do what I want. Sorry, I love that gif. All right, so
I mean, it wouldn't be that hard to make an instrument that lets you cast thaumaturgy at will.
Yeah.
Is that not an amplifier?
Essentially.
That's true.
Okay. So I gotta copy of here. As you're walking out, Key, you notice Key kind of shouts at you on the way out. It's like, kind of moshes through the crowd with like a little windmill, sort of the propeller, right? Just learning the moves, and Key's like, I'll catch up to you, and kind of, doing the same thing. Heads back in because Key's
Be safe.
Yes, Key's previously
good
established
choices.
love interest is there, romance interest is there.
Use protection.
And you know that Harmony is still at the Lawmasters, given the other problem with the propaganda pamphlets. Can I just say that sequence made me very happy. Shout out to my friends, the local bands who are all no longer in existence. Was never really friends with the first one. That was a local band from our area called Atomic Ballroom Calamity. And then the other two are all friends of mine still. Both bands are no longer in existence. None of them got signed to any major label. All was independently produced. The second one was a local band called Follow the Flies. And the third one was a band called Orchestrate the Incident. All still really good friends of mine. Shout out there for our local hardcore scene. Bringing in the hardcore bardcore for some real local New England music. So that was pretty cool. I'm excited. So thank you all for
It was good
indulging me
music.
there.
I kind of just wanted to sit here and jam to it.
Ah, fantastic. So put them on the map. That makes me very happy. And we'll leave Key on the beach Leviathan. And they're going to start making their way over, down.
Did you said beached Leviathan, right?
The beach Leviathan, yeah.
Oh, I just read it. I thought it's been the peach Leviathan this whole time.
So the larger
I think that's a bit more south.
So this particular building is, I think that is like the larger here. Past Market Row. So it's about it's like an 8 to 10 minute walk. Well, going around, it's about a 10-minute walk to the docks board. But you're following them, and I am assuming that you're not wanting to make your presence as that known, right? Sound SE logic, yes. Heavy metal armor. Let's do it. I love that. SE logic. TM. How are you following them? Also, I want to note from Christie's tarot card. That will inverse, so the familiar will now be upright. And the dragon still has yet to be activated, but that is TBD soon. Above you, what? Not very. You hear like a like sort of some cawing from above you. And again, y'all know what it is above game, but there is a raven that is sort of circling above y'all, and you can hear this singular raven just kind of cawing, and without making any checks, right? And having that weird situation between the meta with the cards, I think the first thought, I think, given the context of the world, might be fucking crow or raven. But there is a raven kind of circling above y'all. There is magic in this world, so whatever y'all want to do probably require a check or something, but there is a raven kind of circling above y'all.
Why is that raven out at night?
That is a good
Weird.
question.
That's the only thought that
Yeah.
goes through my head.
That's a good question and a fair question.
That's it.
Does
Weird.
Willow recognize it?
Oh,
okay.
That's not anything unique. It seems to just be a raven that is strangely out in the evening, as Maple pointed out. A raven or a
Mabel
crow?
took it off.
Maple what?
Probably got scared up. Oh,
Willow
she just throws it off.
Yeah, Willow just shrugs and starts trying to follow the guys.
Amina's going to take note of it, but not the most important thing right now.
All right. Amina also makes note of bird circling around over. And how do y'all proceed? It's going to be. It is the evening, so it won't be incredibly difficult. Willow, your armor is technically heavy armor, right?
It's medium, but it's medium with disadvantage on stealth.
Gotcha. Okay, that's actually pretty clever as to how that works.
No.
As far as the writing.
Right now she's okay. So she's wearing, I think, half plate armor or scale mail. So she has disadvantage on stealth. If she uses the right kind of armor, like her right powered armor, then it negates that disadvantage.
Oh, cool.
She is not currently wearing that, however. She is wearing
fair.
the defender one.
Okay.
So right now she has disadvantage at
Okay,
stealth. She
all
is
right.
in big chunky armor that's protective.
Cool. So that being said, Willow is kind of making some audible noise. So I'm assuming that Willow would want to hang back.
Yeah. Willow will stay further back away from them, try to stick to shadows and stuff, so she's not immediately visible, if she can.
Okay. So what is the marching order here, other than Willow being at the back? Who's first, Amina or?
I would let Amina lead.
Yeah, I have decided to follow them. So I will be in the front and probably just a little bit farther away from those two.
Okay.
But not by much. And I'm looking at the unseen servant spell, and I don't think it gives me what I want it to. I don't think I can warg into my unseen servant.
Oh, that's true.
Because I was just gonna send that ahead to be right next to them behind, so I could see exactly where they're going.
If Khadija is familiar with the Find Familiar spell, you can do that with her.
She is with Dawn.
Oh yeah, we left her with
That's
Dawn.
right.
I mean, yeah.
Which would make even more sense considering you spent a little bit of extra time there with the retcon, and this Dawn likely has grown very attached to Khadija. Which makes sense.
I wasn't sure what was going to happen, and I didn't want her to be in any danger. Also, I didn't want Dawn to be alone, so I left the two of them together to be each other's company.
Okay.
I like it.
So, how are you proceeding? The scale in the buildings here are pretty much accurate. I think over time I'm going to add a few more buildings into the front, but it's pretty close to accurate, pretty close to the official final version. The more buildings, the busier, the better. Give or take maybe about 4 or 5 more rows of buildings here in this area, or over here. It's pretty accurate, barring again the few that are missing from that.
I mean, it's later in the evening, but is it busy? Are there people about?
You can hear, the occasional sort of sound of the dock workers kind of maybe finishing up their work for the evening as sort of torchlight, some magical, some not, and sort of lanterns, sort of street lanterns, provide some light throughout Bastion's hold at regular intervals. Occasionally, some torches and some candles in many of the windows as well. Mostly sort of lanterns, sort of oil lanterns. But as far as the noise, it's not, it's still a a fortress city. You know, a small city, but a fortress city. So there's definitely some noise from, you know, the industrial quarter, specifically down by the docks. You have a little bit of noise cover down by the docks, as people kind of probably wrap up for the evening's work.
We're already going on pretty much direct line
Mhm.
to the docks, so there's no faster way there.
Yeah, I didn't realize the placement of everything when I asked that, and then I saw the
Yeah.
big map, and I was like, "Yeah, it's a line. There's no there's no shortcuts here. It's a line."
Right. There is Market Row that you can go through, and again, there's a few more sort of scattered buildings here that wouldn't provide, you know, completely open area in here too. So there should be a couple more rows of buildings here. So kind of this row of buildings would kind of continue and kind of snake down this way as well.
All right, so Amina is going to try to channel her brother, who's a ranger, and like any of the stealth techniques that he taught her, and try to follow them as quietly as possible
Okay.
without looking conspicuous.
I'll say with that specifically, go ahead and give me a stealth check, and I'll lower the DC. I'll make the DC lower than a normal. Or
Willow's gonna kind of. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. Willow's gonna kind of like deviate and go on the other side of the buildings from those
Okay.
two. So we're heading in the same direction, but she's like separated by a row of buildings. That way, so there's less of a chance of her giving everything away. And I think she'll avoid stealthing. Just walk normal. To act as a distraction if needed.
okay.
That was bad. So that's 10.
Am I
And
rolling?
Whoever is wants to be stealthy can.
Okay, I'm following Amina, so I will stealth. That's what she's doing. Come on, giant bugbear. That would be an 8. Not rolling great tonight.
Okay,
Willow
so
trying
10.
to
I'm gonna switch.
Willow trying not to ruin the stealth has been a pointless endeavor, apparently.
Okay. Well, that's
The best word a DM can use.
those are not good stealth checks.
No, they're not.
You're kind of making your way through the area, and boy, you're not being very stealthy. And an 11. What's your? So it was a 10 total.
Yeah, I
Oh,
rolled a 5.
geez. Okay. Ooh. You know what? I'm going to cash in my benevolent card that I got from many sessions ago. I'm gonna cash
You
in
have a
the
wild
Dungeon
card. I
Mistress.
forgot
Oh wow.
And I'm
about
gonna
that.
give y'all a DM boop. Everyone, this is a full DM wild, so I'll say everyone re-roll stealth at advantage. Willow, you can roll it at standard because you have disadvantage. That would be just a standard roll. So I'm
Willow's
cashing
not
in.
stealthing.
Okay, just hanging back.
Willow is making herself a distraction from the other two.
Okay.
So much better.
Okay.
That's a 21.
Okay.
Nice.
So much better.
23.
Yay!
There you go.
Okay.
Thank you,
All right.
benevolent DM.
Of course. Hey, that's what the tarot cards are there for, really. And I like that there's a wild card in there. So you have a minute where you're all walking and you're just kind of in the middle of the street, you know, whether you're snapping your fingers or whistling, and you all kind of stop and you're like, what the fuck are we doing? And then you actually go into stealth mode. And Amina, you're for whatever reason you were not focused, but now you are, and you're remembering, oh, there's some, I have to actually like make myself not as obvious. And I know Amina's very likes to be very happy and sort of butterflies and things like that, right? And has
Oh
that
God, bringing those down was
personality,
like just the
right?
saddest moment too. Just like you have to in the hair, in the hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, butterflies.
Same thing with Mabel, but the two of you realize you have to kind of tone it down a little bit, and then you both
Mabel
kind
goes,
of, yeah.
Mabel goes into serious mode, which is very different from fun mom mode.
Yes. And you both have that moment where you see how stealthy you both can be, and Mabel, despite being so tall, is actually very, very quiet. It
Hunched.
makes no noise. See, both
She
of you.
somehow made herself half the size.
And you're able to sort of follow them. It's about 15 minutes when you're kind of taking your time. 15-20 minutes for you to get down there behind them. But you do kind of watch them. They're also kind of, you have to pick up the pace at a couple times so you don't lose them. But by the time you get into position, it's like between 15 and 20 minutes. Fine with your stealthing. But you can see them kind of hanging around outside of the far side portion of the largest dock house here, behind a row of buildings. And you can all kind of move your tokens over here by large building.
What a dreary looking place.
And this is kind of like the general scene. So I want to, before I put your tokens, because we have another map. What is your plan of attack? You can see the docks that go into the ocean, right into the harbor, into the launch area, and you can see your two friends over. I'll kind of put you in relative position. How would you like to proceed?
I think right now it's to wait and see what they're grabbing to see if it's more pamphlets, and if it is, I mean, if they get destroyed, it's not their fault.
Mabel is going to less keep an eye on the kids, and she is alert, looking everywhere else to see if somebody's going to sneak up on these poor children. Like, she has bad feelings of leaving these two young youths by themselves by the dock. So, yeah, hide and watch.
Okay, so
Are there any side doors or anything like that along the left side of the building?
yes,
Close to where Willow is.
I'm glad you asked. And also, Amina, you're still in the front for marching order? Okay, all right. So can we have a fresh round of stealth checks now that you've had time to settle? So your pursuit was stealthy and uneventful. And now that your tokens are the appropriate size, we will do a new round of stealth checks. So they've been here for a while. You were about 5 minutes behind them, and now you're kind of getting into action here.
Going to use the inspiration you gave me. Try that again.
Okay.
20.
What, dirty 20? Natural 20 or dirty 20?
Dirty 20. Unnatural 20.
Okay.
I somehow managed to roll the exact same number twice, so that is a 13.
13, okay.
That's a total of 6 for Willow.
Oh, God.
That's... Oh, yeah, they are not paying attention whatsoever. They rolled a natural 6 and a natural 5. And as Willow approaches, the two of you can kind of hear Willow kind of clanking a little bit as she approaches. And in that moment, you're able to kind of both kind of look over and be like, you know, that which gives Willow a chance to, as a group stealth check. The group stealth check does succeed. So how do y'all get Willow's attention and tell Willow to quiet down or to be quieter? You get to have that moment where you two succeeded and you can hear like, no.
Mabel will rise to her full height for a second and go, and then hunker back down.
Willow
Works for me.
freezes and starts looking around for that side door on the left side of the building there.
Okay. All right. So they are kind of seem to be waiting by a fence, and you can hear kind of in the distance a very unique sound. It's kind of not quite a dog, but something else, and they're kind of like, oh, throwing their hand. That was Anna's card. Gonna throw a wrench in the.
Mabel hears that. She wants to kind of move upwards so she can try and see what's happening.
Let's go to the first floor map. Yes, good.
We're totally gonna get into a fight, 2 people down.
I switched to the Guardian armor for a reason.
Is it possible to prepare a spell? Because that is an uncomfortable sound.
It is
That
possible to
Amina
prepare
does
a
not
spell.
like.
You can hold a spell to cast it. If the trigger for the spell doesn't happen, you still lose the spell slot though. Unless you're holding a cantrip, then obviously there's no spell slot. But
Gonna hold mending? And just wait for something
And
or
how much-
something?
mending has a minute-long cast time.
I need to know your dark vision. Amina, how much dark vision do you have?
Dark vision, I believe, is 60 feet, but let me double check.
And bugbears have dark vision, right?
Yep, I have 60 feet.
60 feet for Willow as well.
Yep, 60 feet.
Y'all see?
I see blackness.
As do I.
Willow cannot.
You might have to refresh the page because I turned the dynamic lighting layer on. So try refreshing. And I see your tokens moving about. The vision.
That was me. I was just checking to make sure the light I could see was mine. Yes, I have full range.
Okay, awesome. I'm also seeing it on the technical.
Okay. Cool.
I still cannot see anything.
You can't see like a straight line in front of you.
Right.
I
Scrolling
can
out.
see in front of me, yeah, but I can't see anything else.
But you can see part of the map.
Yeah.
Very little, but yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, cool. That is the dynamic lighting. I turned the dynamic lighting.
Okay.
On. So Willow.
Because you're by a wall.
Yeah.
So there's nothing to see.
So before you, as you approach this warehouse, there are 2 large wooden warehouse doors that have a very sort of basic symbol of the Voskratorian Navy, which is the symbol that is on the launch page, right, with the eagle, the 2-headed eagle and the crown. But they are above a ship, and there are 2 ship's masts that kind of come up on either side. The ship is pointing west. And there are 5 stars that are sort of in the sky. Also, sort of like in the sort of up the top right-hand corner of that design, there is what represents the stars, the moon, and an elvish warship. And that is emblazoned on either side of the door, just like it is a symbol of sort of the maritime institution of the Voskratoria.
Okay, so I have a quick question. That thing that Willow's right next to is a window, yes?
That is a window. It's a first floor window. Yep.
Okay. Willow is going to grab one of the guard helmets that we stole and throw that on, and then peek through the window and see what she can see.
Okay. All right. So putting on one of the guard helmets, go ahead and you can move your token up to the window whenever you see. You can really. It is essentially. This is a sort of naval storage, and also there's a lot of crates and everything as well, but you can also see a sort of series of what appear to be printing presses here as well. There's about 10 of them, kind of, that have been brought here. Now, you also had the Printworks, which was a separate location. This is one of the main docks, and there seem to have been printing presses brought here as well. 10 of the old school manual. So there is a combination of naval storage, crates, ropes, about seems like 100 or so of sort of crates that wooden crates that are closed, seal various tools for rigging. Essentially, sort of a warehouse that also has had printing presses brought in as well.
Do I see any people inside at all?
You do not see any. It seems to be mostly abandoned. There are some hooded lanterns that are providing light inside. Some of them might be magical. They have sort of a perpetual glow to them. But other than the equipment that was mentioned, you don't see any movement from inside.
Does the window seem to open, and how big is it?
It doesn't look like a window that you open. It's sort of like one of those old school windows that's built into the stone. So there's like a frame in the stonework, and the panel is kind of slid into the stone.
Okay.
You might be able to, with the right tools and application, remove the entire window or one of the panes of glass.
That seems like more effort than it's worth right now.
Okay. There is a door
okay,
on the far side, though.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it earlier before the dynamic lighting was on the door, like way south. On this side of the building. Like way down there. We'll come back around to the front where the other two are.
Okay, in the meantime, what about Mabel and Amina? How about y'all?
As soon as Mabel heard the growling, she was going to sneak up to somewhere she could see around the corner to see what was making the noise.
Okay, and your stealth was 23?
20.
20, okay. Okay, so go ahead and move your character very slowly around the corner. See, there is... Oh, there's two of them. What appears to be a sort of reptilian, draconic-looking figure on four legs that is kind of patrolling the courtyard. Seems to be on a chain, but try not to get...
Can't tell where the...
Oh, yeah. So I think from there through... I think it's just the dynamic lighting layer is weird, but like sort of you can see kind of through... what you can see is you can see flashes of something on four legs that is sort of green, without getting too far over. But also, don't get too far because you might have to make another stealth check at disadvantage if you're like right in their periphery. But
in front of right now, is that like a cart or something?
It is a cart. Yep.
Okay, that's what she was hiding behind.
Okay, I gotcha. So we'll. Okay. That's the cart. This is just sort of a latch that looks like it goes into a lower level. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, that's not a
building.
Yep. Nope. That's on me. So there is again sort of a utility latch and then an actual cart you can kind of crouch behind and get a view. Okay. And yeah, something seems to be kind of rushing up against the fence, and they're kind of like they seem to be in a holding pattern. You know what I mean? Like they're waiting for something. This thing is kind of and it's you can hear sort of a chain being pulled as well. Oh. Thanks, Anna. Give me some extra, make things interesting.
Is the door that Amina and Willow are right next to, does it seem to be locked or anything?
You gotta push on it. Also, Amina, you have anything you want to do over here specifically? What's Amina thinking?
tall is this building?
It is 2 stories. So about 25 feet up would be the roof. 25 feet up.
On the way over, would I have noticed if there was any sort of like steepling windows or anything, or is it just like a flat roof?
Oh, yes, there are 2nd floor windows. See exactly where they are. Shout out to Tom Cartos. We are a patron of Tom Cartos. On the 2nd floor, there's actually 2 windows right above you. Willow, there are 2 windows right above you and 2 other windows down the south side of the alley. On the 2nd floor.
Any way I could get up to look in those windows?
Tell me how you want to do that. Yes, there is some way you can get up, but you'll have to think of something. Think of a way to get up there.
Maybe we could just
Nothing's impossible.
Well, I mean, okay, so you said about 25 feet up.
About 24, 25 feet up would be like the lowest portion of the roof where the gutter is.
Mhm.
But if you were going just for the window, that would probably be about 15.
Okay.
Oh, I absolutely
I do have the jump spell.
Thank you for good vibes. Ooh. Oh wow, the jump spell! Wow.
Yeah.
How
Because
often do you see
I
that?
would love to see inside the 2nd floor.
I mean, if you tell Mabel what you're doing.
So like if Willow
Mabel's so far away now, though. She crept away to spy.
like if I use the jump spell, is there like something I can hold on to, like ledge wise, to see? That way I can kind of get a good look instead of just like constantly bouncing like a gummy bear.
Yes.
Okay, but the
Yeah,
constant bouncing
the-
thing works better with my flavor for the jump spell, if that helps.
So, I mean, if you want to use the jump spell to help her get up there to grab onto the latch, you can make an athletics check to see if you can grab onto the window latch and pull yourself up.
Okay.
Okay.
So
I do like the idea of Amina being like,
looking at the windows and Amina's intentions, Willow digs around in her stuff for a second and pulls out this sort of harness that just like goes it just goes like on your hips and thighs. It's not like a whole harness, it's something you can put on pretty quickly. And then there are sort of like a grappling hook but bungee cords. So it's sort of so it's the jump spell, but it pulls you toward the thing instead of I had to find a way to artifice this that wasn't going to be spring boots, because I didn't want spring boots. So yeah, sort of like bungee cords that attach to your hips that you just sort of like throw and then they like pull you.
That is wicked. I love it.
So yeah, after you get that all on, Willow like snaps this thing into place and then like chucks a hook that latches onto the window, and you just whoop.
It's totally a baby bouncer.
okay, so
Yes!
Exactly.
All right,
Exactly.
So Willow is the one that's setting this up, right? Okay, so
Yes, it is her spell.
All right, so when you throw
Spell.
it to try to hook it onto the window, can you make a sleight of hand check to see if you can do it quietly for me, please?
Yeah, give me just a second.
Okay. I have to make a new token because I wasn't expecting y'all to get up there. Oopsie. That's my fault. Anna knows. I just did that the other day in the Patreon game, the Exandria Patreon game. I was like, I wasn't expecting you to kill this guy. He's got 130 hit points and he's running. But they literally just did the JoJo meme on my poor Yanti.
Oh no.
That's an
Yanti
that's
abomination.
an 18 on that. That's an 18 on that sleight of hand.
All I'll say is Fairy Fire and a monk with Stunning Strike will break
Yeah.
every
Fairy
single one of your
Fire-
encounters.
Fairy
Yes.
Fire is such a good utility
It's so
spell.
overpowered, that's what it
Mhm.
is.
So good.
Unless you're fighting something with good dex, and then it'll screw you over bad.
Mhm. Yeah, that's
It'll be a
true.
total wasted spell slot if they've got a good dex save.
Did another group break the game? Yeah. Rule 4. Yeah.
Not yet, we haven't,
I
but
am,
give us a bit.
I am notorious for ignoring Rule 4 all the freaking time. Okay. All I gotta do though is throw out the rules. Okay, so what'd you get for your sleight of hand?
18.
Wow, yeah. It's like and on cue, not that they heard you, but your two friends over there are like, hey, how much longer are we gonna be waiting? We've been waiting here for like 10 minutes. And you just kind of hear the growling again, followed by like silence, and they just fuck. And at this point, you can see. No, I'll say it's You've got a pretty good. It's pretty quiet out here, and you're kind of doing it pretty quickly. Somebody roll a d20 for me.
I have not been rolling well
Did
today.
they really let Avalon roll that?
I rolled a 13.
That's good news. 13 is good. 13 means that you look around before you throw this thing up, as you're kind of otherwise just hanging out outside a warehouse at the docks, and nobody seems to be paying particular attention to you, and you just kind of throw the grappling hook up, and it makes a little tink, and you're all being very subtle about it, right? You look very official. There is maybe about 4 or 5 people that kind of walk by this particular street in the evening, but nobody seems to really be paying too much attention, especially considering that there is another group of people kind of waiting at the gates, and there is some kind of activity over there as well, and a very angry, draconic looking guard creature. So people are kind of keeping their distance. That's the good news. But you're able to kind of help Amina get sort of harnessed in pretty quick, and Amina, you're ready to get pulled up.
Okay, let's see if I can grab onto the ledge.
Otherwise, you're just gonna bounce like you're in a baby Bjorn, a baby bouncer thingy.
Which I'm sure Amina would love tomorrow morning.
You do have this for a minute, so you can try again, unless the DM is like, no, you can't. But the spell lasts for a minute, so.
So that's a dirty 20.
Okay. Give me 1 second to get this token ready. Let me put question mark, question mark, question mark. Okay. So Amina just kind of repels up very quickly. You're kind of surprised by the jolt of, like, I don't know if anyone's ever actually been up on like a belay or harness before, but like if it's new to you, you're like, what is happening? And you just kind of like right up there. Negative. Just traits page exactly, but we'll change
While
that
Amina's-
to...
While Amina's doing that and trying to like gaze through the window, Willa's also going to be investigating the door she's right next to.
Okay. Go ahead and
You don't have to
make
do anything with that yet. I'm just letting you know what she's doing.
Okay, well that would be an investigation check. So, and we'll come back to it. Okay, and then we will switch everything for at a desk. I'm gonna make another stealth check for me, Amina, because even though it's like the actual thing up there was the grappling hook didn't make that much of a sound, but then you kind of like coming up here and kind of looking in the window like like hello,
Right.
yeah, might be some.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Uh-oh, somebody in the
no.
audience, help!
Oh no.
Oh my god.
I will say she's distracted, so
Oh yeah, no, that bungee was way more distracting than I needed it to be, and I guess I yelped because that wasn't that one.
Oh
Oh
no! Oh no! Okay.
You have DM inspiration from the recap.
No, I used it already.
Oh no!
Oh no!
no!
I tried so
So
hard.
there's
I used it already.
you kind of like thump into the window, and you see what you see, and you're like, and the other two down here turn over towards that general direction. Mabel, make another stealth check for me, as
Oh,
they're looking
God.
right at you.
Oh,
Can
God.
you imagine if this all falls
Natural
apart?
20.
Oh shit!
Oh my
Yeah!
God.
They
Hell
see
yeah.
nothing. Totally like.
It was like flattened on the ground.
Wow, yeah. But up top, as you adjust, and you're like, oh, this fucking thing. You hear the raven caw above again. That. And as you kind of look down and you're adjusting your strap, and you're looking and you're seeing an empty office for the most part, right?
Mhm.
You look up, and this woman is staring you right in the face from the other side of the window.
Great. So that prepared spell I have, because I'm startled, goes off.
What was the prepared spell?
It was shatter.
Oh no!
Yes, this is going great.
No!
I am excited for this.
Wait. Okay, so if Shatter's not a cantrip, were you preparing it on
No.
your way up? Or was...
Yeah. Like I had it prepared because if I saw anything kind of like not cool, or basically what I've been wanting to do is like if anything was bad in this room, it was just going to instantly get destroyed, like a thing.
Okay.
I was not intending to attack a person. I was intending to attack things.
Well, it's okay. So that make me a Constitution saving throw to see if you can maintain your composure.
Okay.
I've had that happen in other games, and like if there's something like this.
Come on, another nat one.
It's let's see. Constitution. That's a 9. I am
Oh.
not rolling well today.
New
Okay.
dice. That's what I did. Switch to new dice.
I blame the tinnitus
Hey,
you definitely
thank
got from
you.
the concert.
Anna's giving you advantage.
Oh,
roll
thank
again.
you, Anna.
Okay.
Hold on. We're gonna use this one.
Okay.
So that's a 14 now.
Okay, all right, much better. So you
Better.
have a moment where like you start to kind of more in this energy, and she just kind of like takes a step back, and then you're like, you take a deep breath, and it just the pulses sort of ripple out, and the glass kind of vibrates, and she just kind of like looks at you, and you just have this moment now where you're staring at each other's eyes, like, oh fuck, and that's where we're gonna go ahead and take a break.
Oh! I can't wait to see where this goes.
Oh wow! Okay, yeah.
So excited.
Chaos.
Just give her a flirty little wink. It'll be fine.
Yeah, right?
This could have the potential to go many different ways. So, yeah, that's interesting. Staring face to face with an unknown person at the warehouse that you're trying to snoop and/or break into is always a fun time. So,
I mean,
You think that's weird? That person inside is on the 2nd floor, and a
Yeah.
random person just
Yeah.
appeared in the window.
Oh wow! I love this game so much.
I just imagine too
Oh.
that like you got startled enough that all your butterflies went poof,
Right?
and now she's seeing like this face with butterflies just
exploding out of a giant afro.
Let me turn the Roll20 back on so y'all can see exactly what's happening in the audience here. So yeah, this is the second floor. This is the second floor, and Amina used a repelling belay system from our artificer and kind of slammed into the window. And on the other side of the window, on the second floor of this very closed warehouse, is this one. Kind of again just. And yes, we're gonna go ahead and again, Mabel somehow now 20 on stealth, like under the cart, just vanishes from thin air. Beautiful, chef's kiss. Oh,
If I don't get any more high rolls, this was the best time to use a nat 20.
absolutely.
Yes.
Well,
You
let's.
say that, but I'm pretty sure that's a guard drake in the yard. So,
Story-wise, though, having a nat 20 on that moment was pretty great.
oh yeah, it was flawlessly timed.
Well, thank you, everyone. We'll be back in 10 minutes, 11:37. Everybody go take care of yourselves. And we'll be back to see how whatever this is plays out.
Chaos.
Yeah, chaos. Wow. You know what? No regrets. No regrets. We're
None.
down 2, but like, what a way to start the 2023 season. What a perfect moment. Somebody clip that. All right, we'll see y'all in 10 minutes.
I can't wait for us to find the only incorrect outcome.
Yeah. And welcome back to this situation. And as you rappel up to the second floor and gaze into the window at this person who kind of walked over and at that exact moment locked eyes with you, Amina, what are you doing? What do you do?
Thinking super quickly, and like the only thing that she can think of, she's just gonna tap on the glass and say, "Can you hear me?"
She just doesn't know what to make of that. Seems to be really confused. But then, thanks to your tarot card pulls, remember that raven that was flying around?
Mm-hmm.
The raven lands on the windowsill. It looks at both of you and Raven has 3 eyes, and it looks between both of you. Kind of taps on the window. And this is very specific. This woman just narrows her eyes, leans back, looks at the raven, then looks at you, and without skipping a beat, just very calmly turns and goes back to her desk. Raven flies off.
What?
I don't know what this is, but it looks like someone else's problem. Anyway.
I don't even know. What?
No. If she's walking away and not attacking me, but also not engaging, I'm just gonna take like a cursory look around the room to see what I can see, and then I'm gonna go back down. Also, I really want to, like, we were staring at each other, so I'm hoping I would have had an opportunity to like memorize her features.
Make a perception. What's your passive perception?
Passive is, I believe it's 14. Let me check.
Welcome back to the situation. Truest words ever spoken by a TM.
Yeah, 14.
Okay, 14's your passive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, make an active perception check to kind of scan the room.
Okay.
From there.
Apparently these dice don't like me either. That is a
nice.
That is a nat 1.
Oh yeah. You do a quick cursory glance and oh wow. I mean it's good for the story because it adds more intrigue.
Oh yeah.
Over time, but no, there's like lots of papers just scattered throughout the room, and it's hard to really through the glass. It's getting a little frosted, a little steamed up. It's hard to really see.
Okay.
Exactly what she's looking at or what she's doing, but she seems to be kind of dealing with a large group of documents that she seems to be gathering up together on her table.
Okay. Yeah, then I'm just gonna head back down.
Okay. As you do, you see her one more time walk right by the window without looking at you. You hear her open a door, walk out, close the door behind you. Yeah.
I'm gonna get down. Willow, we are in trouble. I messed up. Get this thing off me. We gotta go.
I love so much knowing exactly what's going on and seeing y'all kind of piece together everything that's happened and how the tarot stuff reveals other plot elements is just so good.
I don't know what's happening, and in my notes, I just started trying to write what was going on and ended with, what the fuck, I don't know what's happening here. Literally what I just wrote in my notes.
Shout out to those in-character notes. Yeah, as Amina's doing that, Willow releases a couple of clips on the back, and the whole thing just kind of like falls apart and lands on the ground, and she like quickly stuffs it in the bag. I guess we duck around the corner.
Seems like the best option, I think. I'm just gonna follow you, whichever corner you go to.
I'm gonna switch back over to. Hold on. Switching back over to the first
I
floor.
mean, Mabel has been very obviously doing better than us, so
Mhm.
I don't want to move towards her.
Not at all.
Mabel is oblivious to what just happened. No idea. She is
Okay.
under a cart right now.
As Amina kind of, you can see that same woman making her way down over in this direction. These other double doors. Further down into warehouse. It's to a door here. And Amina, you can kind of see in as well. And the other two your friends here just kind of look, and they're like looking over there. They're like kind of looking past Mabel. You know, not really seeing anything, and then just kind of going back to what they were doing with waiting, and the guard Drake kind of just, and they, doesn't be too phased by it. After you hear it kind of roar a couple more times, you see her kind of unlock the door without looking behind her. She comes in, she stops, turns and looks right at the window, and just stares at the two of you. Like, she's getting a good look. Closes the door behind her.
As she turns around, Willow sort of like pulls a cord on her armor, and like a helmet just like tunk, 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 like closes down over her face, sort of reflexively.
Nice.
Mabel, you
Yes.
can hear voices from the other side happening simultaneously. You hear a masculine voice, and it's like, "All right, give him the fucking keys. We're out of here. Moving on out. Get up, boys." And there is sort of muffled shuffling and some kind of whispered conversation, and a few thuds of bootsteps hitting into wood, and sort of a commotion of final movement, the sound of sort of cranks of machinery that you might find at the dock, and while that's happening, in that pause, you hear the kind of sort of the whimper of like a comforting whimper of this, like something has comforted this creature. And then sort of like the jingling and passing of keys through the metal bars. Anything that you're doing, Mabel? Ooh,
No,
tarot card.
they're still standing right there, right?
Yes, they're still standing.
Okay. And I can't see anybody. Can I see if they're being passed the keys? Like, are they talking to whoever's through the gate?
With your passive, which is 15, I believe, right?
Yep.
You can see there's sort of a stout figure, long black beard, hair tied back in a braid, sort of side shaved head. Seems to be a dwarf in sort of black armor that seems to kind of just some shapes and kind of getting a better vantage point. And you can see them kind of being handed the keys through this grate, and the dwarf kind of just pets the top of the head of this creature that you're still having a hard time seeing. It's a little bit just out of your periphery, flashes of green and scales, and almost like a small parasail spikes along its back, which is interesting. Yeah, but the other the dwarf that's kind of standing by it, which you have a better vantage point on, kind of through the grate, kind of like it's a weird angle. You're just seeing flashes through the grates of the fence, but this dwarf hands the two the keys, and you hear the creature inside just kind of walk over and kind of head off into the shadows. And then you see the other individual, or the dark hair, kind of start to walk in the other direction. Amina and Willow, what are you two doing over there?
Is she
I
still
have
in the
no
warehouse, or did she leave?
Did you? Well, you're on the pulley, so you can. So you came back down. You went over to the window, and you saw the woman disappear behind another door, inside. You have no idea where she went.
Did we go after her?
There's another door over here. Willow will walk down to that side door that's down there in the bottom left.
Okay. So Willow kind of, you see Willow kind of take off down the alley towards the other door.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow her.
And I will sort of look at it, see if it's locked.
Okay. Oh, and by the way, your 14 investigation for the front doors. It is locked by a large wooden plank on the other side.
So it's barred.
Barred.
Okay.
Yes, it's barred.
So yeah, I'll inspect this door, see if it's locked.
It is wood, though. Okay. Investigation check. See if it's locked and or trapped.
That's a natural 20 for I think a total of 25. Let me double check.
It is not. It is not trapped, but it is locked. But it's rudimentary.
26. Sorry.
Wow. You know what? With that, you can even see in. This is a simple locking mechanism that has not. It's very old, and it could be very easily for you to pick with your. And you have a device that lets you have the right tool for the job, right? As a special feature.
Yeah. I also have proficiency with thieves' tools. So.
Okay. Whichever one you'd like to use, but you could do either one to open it.
Yeah. So.
The DC is going to be very low.
Willow like pulls on this little leather cord that was sort of tied into a bow, like the way you tie your shoes. She just like pulls it so that it drops out, and this like leather it's a tool set that was like rolled up on her belt. She pulled the cord loose so it would fold out, and then she grabs a couple of tools and sets to work on the lock. Let me roll that sleight of that
Yep, D20, Dex modifier, and proficiency bonus.
Yeah, that is 22.
Yeah,
rolled a natural 17 on that.
Very easily, you're able to just, and Amina, you see Willow as described, within a matter of seconds, and the door.
Just eyes wide as she watches Willow in her element.
And Mabel, right around this time, you can see like the two of your friends here kind of waiting for something, and you hear another set of boot steps and sort of the sloshing of water, boot steps onto wood, right, and then and kind of like water whooshing or sloshing around on the other side of this fence here. Like it sounds, I think I think you can make out it's some kind of a ship or a skiff that they're kind of jumping in. And at that point, they start to take the keys to unlock the gate. There's a padlock, and they start to fiddle with the padlock there. And I will remove the dynamic lighting door here. How do you proceed inside for Willow and...
Well, at first I'll just sort of peek in, see if there's anyone else on this lower level that I can see.
Opens this way. Hard to really get a good...
Okay.
By design, it opens that way. Likely.
Alright, I'll go first. Just give it a couple seconds. If I don't die in horrible agony, follow behind. Okay. Willow will just enter. Slowly, just a couple steps at a time. Yeah, I don't know if anything happens.
So far, so good. It's a large warehouse that has several crates. And, so several printing presses.
Where are the printing presses on the map?
Everywhere there's a table, so there are 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's about 2 to a table. There, wherever there's like a flatter surface. So there is. So they're kind of just spread out around. There are unfortunately no specific visual tokens or modular printing presses. So the fact
what
that there
a horrible oversight.
Yeah, I know. Actually, yeah, because I was like, I need printing presses, and every single person in the TTRPG community was like. Also, we did get another tarot card, which is it's in the queue. So I have that from Virtual Infamy.
Fantastic.
So we will reveal that at the right moment.
So Willow will go to the nearest printing press and just see like what was on it, what it was set for, just sort of investigate whatever is available as information goes.
Okay. I would say make an Arcana check. This is why I like lore checks. But make an Arcana check. We'll call it Arcana. Arcana or History. I'll give you. You can have the choice between Arcana and History because they're both kind of like practical.
Same modifier either way.
Cool. Okay.
Lore. I'm rolling very nicely on these.
Yeah.
That's a total of 24.
Okay.
We'll say Arcana. She's
sure. Yeah, these
more favorable towards magic, so Arcana.
These are printing presses that have been recently used, but the any remnants of text or print has been recently cleaned. They've all been recently cleaned. They're all shimmering with a sheen. Every single, and the next one, the third one, the fourth one, and the fifth one, all in the immediate area, as you kind of just do a cursory look, right? Not like you're investigating every one, but just kind of doing a cursory glance from where you stand, knowing that there's something else happening on the other side of the doors to the east. With that high of a roll would lead you to believe that most of these, including this one, have been recently cleaned. Any topography that was set into the printing press has since been wiped, destroyed, or removed or cleaned. There are minimal traces of ink, and just about all the crates. There don't seem to be many traces of anything in particular. There are several stacks of paper that have not been used, sort of broadsheet paper. Some of them have blotches of orange, red, and black ink, but beyond that, there is no indicator of any direct. There are none of those pamphlets are in here, and each of these printing presses has been thoroughly cleaned and altered, set back to sort of a manufacturer default. Oh.
Okay. So Willis sort of relays that there isn't any concrete information that can be gleaned from the presses.
As you're doing this, I want to check in with Amina. What's Amina doing? As
Amina is looking around for really the direction that woman went in. Because it's like we know each other's faces and this could be bad because I don't know who she is.
Okay, so you all saw her walk in this direction? Where's this door? No check needed. You all saw her walk in there.
Okay.
If you want to if you want to sort of make a beeline over to that direction.
Yeah, so just gonna come right on over here and like, this is a door? Does the door have windows? Is there any indication of where it goes?
It's just a solid metallic door, somewhat thin, nothing too special. Sort of lacquered wood and metal, and it's unlocked.
Okay, this definitely feels like a trap. The door's unlocked.
I'm pretty sure it's a trap already sprung. We've been spotted directly.
Right. Oh, well, they obviously cleaned all this stuff before we got here. They couldn't have had any idea that we were coming, so they something happened here. I mean, I don't know much about printing presses, but I know that they don't just get cleaned, all of them at the exact same time.
Yeah, it's weird that there aren't any like letters in place or anything. Also, this is not a printer. This is a warehouse, so
Exactly.
kind of
Okay,
weird that they're here
so
at all.
my next question is do we just destroy everything, or
I don't think that's a good idea. We don't have any evidence of anything here, so
I don't know what to do.
there's a lower level and an upper level, so we could go either direction there. Mabel's still outside. We should probably do something about that.
I want to show real quick Virtual Infamy what they pulled, and it's one of my favorite cards. It is Four of Fiends.
What have you done?
Sitting here. Cards have a little bit of a shimmer, which I really like. The Four of Fiends. And I'm keeping this here because we have a couple of very specific recurring interactions. So, Rory is the resident arsonist, so yeah, so that is the Four of Fiends and Virtual Infamy. The moment happens. Oh. So Mabel, as the door is opening over here, the gate, they unlock the padlock and begin to open the gate. What are you doing?
I'm stuck beneath this cart. Well, if they're starting to head in, I'm going to extricate myself from this cart. Crawl out from underneath very slowly and quietly.
Okay.
And move so that I can, I'm trailing them and gonna, get to this corner and look around the corner and see what's going on.
Okay. Natural 20s always give recurring advantage for the next move. So I'll say with your natural 20 carryover, you're able to get right up to this square without them noticing. But as you do, you can see them locking the padlock. Are you doing anything specifically to prevent them from locking the padlock behind them?
Is this like a chain link fence?
It's a wrought iron fence. Wrought iron.
Okay, so I can see through it.
Yes.
How tall is it?
It's about... I think the tallest spike is probably 7 feet tall. 7.5 feet tall.
It's fine. I am over 7 feet tall. So, if I need to, I'll destroy this gate.
Okay.
So just clear through for now.
They lock it behind you. And kind of make their way in, but you can actually get up to here. So 2 more to the right with your previous nat 20. See?
Cool.
And you can see this, you can see the creature pretty clearly now, and it seems to be kind of curled up in a ball, and is kind of eyeing them as they walk in, kind of, they just kind of,
I want one, it's so cute.
See what you can see from there. Yeah, you can see, essentially from, I'm going to move you 1 over just so you can kind of peek in, because the technical aspects of the dynamic lighting don't always synchronize. So I'll move you up here so you can get a better vantage what you would actually see through fence. And then 1 more here so you get a full vantage point. You're still looking through a gate, but essentially you can see like a skiff on the other side. 4 individuals have jumped into the skiff, including there's a dark-haired dwarf, 2 individuals in sort of black armor with some gold and silver trim, and also a woman with some very bright red crimson accents around her scarf, who seems to be the last one in. And she has sort of raven hair and that has accents of sort of white streaks. And she very properly kind of gets in, sits down face forward in the center of the skiff, and the dwarf prepares to shove off as they kind of both give each other, your friends kind of look at them, kind of hang back. They look a little uncomfortable, but Year Nat 20 continues, and the other individuals in the skiff, the dwarf, as they're shoving off, gives these two one last little, like, nod of acknowledgement, and then kind of just does a little shoo, like in the other direction. And they start to shove off the skiff. Now, as that's happening, we'll bring Mabel back over here. They're kind of hanging tight in the courtyard, and as the skiff begins to shove off, they take a few steps further, as if kind of waiting a little bit for the skiff to take off. Back in the inside of the warehouse, Amina and Willow, what are you to do? Would you like to enter the door?
I want to, but I feel like that's what the person I saw wants me to do. So instead, I'm gonna look at Willow and just say, well, up or down?
Well, you said upstairs she was dealing with a bunch of documents and stuff upstairs, right?
Yeah. I don't know if they're still there. She might have taken them with her, but there was a lot of stuff in the room and on the desk that I didn't really get a good glance at.
Okay. People like to hide things in basements and stuff, though.
Mm-hmm.
Did we... Okay, so DM.
Mm-hmm.
On the map, it looks like there's a sort of hatch by that cart that Mabel was hiding behind before.
Yeah.
Is that, like... Did we see it? And also, does it seem like that would lead to the basement of this building?
Yes, but there is also
Like, could we go downstairs and open it from the inside or something?
Yes, and also, yeah. So Willow, you see the stairs that go down and up, and it's likely you might be able to try and open it from the basement. But as you're kind of debating this, oh, this is great. I love the tarot cards for this reason. So, Virtual Infamy, your Four of Fiends, that was inverse. So it was inverse. I'm gonna point that out. But it may seem like it
weird
was
emphasis, but okay.
It may seem right. So that is important for the larger picture. Keep in mind it was inverse. Mabel, you hear just a little subtle click, and like a little bit of a chain behind you.
Oh no.
They fucking locked us in.
Who in the world is that?
You see this beautiful masculine presenting individual just before you. Is beautiful, has beautiful sort of grayish hair, big silver fox energy and vibes,
Oh no.
really sort of Victorian clothing, and has this aura of sort of like steam that sort of surrounds him, and sort of steam and smoke, and these haunting sort of dark blue eyes, and he speaks, and his words are like honey on your ears, and he just holds up the padlock and a little bit of chain and says, and then just moves his fingers, and the padlock turns to ash, and then sort of a little cloud of smoke just roils up to cover him. And just as soon as he arrived, he's gone. And sure enough, the padlock is no longer on the gate.
Thank you. I say to the air, and then like shake my head, and to myself I say, I think I'm going crazy. I think I'm insane.
So,
What did that bar do? I hit my head too hard, and then I'm just going to ignore the whole thing and pretend it didn't happen.
okay.
It's fine.
around
The most
this
reasonable
time,
response.
the skiff, water pane here. Skiff, water, ebb, to react. Water. If I can get it. Do this one then. Like, we'll just do that. Skiff is gone. So our individuals. Skiff begins to take off. And maybe you see the skiff just, and there are oars, and they're kind of rowing the oars out into the harbor.
Wait, did the kids get in there?
No, they're waiting. They kind
Okay,
of continue to move forward a little bit. The gate is open, and there's a little staircase here. One kind of just jumps down. It's only like a 4.5 foot gap. Just to, kind of like, it's something you do. You can take the stairs, but you're
Parkour.
18 or 19. You're just gonna jump off to be cool, right? One of those situations. And they kind of walk over to the other door. Willow and Amina, what are you two doing? Going down to the basement officially?
Well, you're excited about it, so now I don't want to. Now, that is my vote. Do you want to go upstairs instead?
We should not split up anymore. We've already left Mabel outside. I
No,
don't think we should separate.
My point was not we go separate ways. My point was, do you have an argument? Because I will go with you either way, but I want to communicate about what you want.
No, I think we should go into the basement. And I don't like that I said that statement, but I think we should go into the basement.
I also want to remind everyone that there are windows on the roof. It's a feature that you can't really see, but there are windows on.
Okay. If we go down in the basement, there was a hatch by where Mabel was hiding. I think we can open that from downstairs, and if we do that, we can sort of reconnect and not be separate.
Okay.
We can at least find out what she knows, because she was over there and we weren't.
Yeah, we can recon and yeah, this seemed like a really good idea when we started, but now
I didn't have a plan. I
Seemed
don't
like
know
a
what
good
we're
idea
doing.
at the time.
Did
I
it
didn't
seem like a
either,
good
I just-
idea at the time? Did it?
I have been doing the Bob's Burgers thing in my head all night with the. Yes.
All right, so yeah, we go downstairs and
Okay.
try to open that street side hatch.
Okay. I'm gonna put you all in the GM layer for now. And Mabel, you kind of watch them go down the steps, and they take the keys, and they
Can
take. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Never mind.
You sure?
Yep, I'm good.
Okay. They take the keys, and there's like a set of keys on there, and they unlock a door sort of on the far side here after the step down, and start to make their way into the warehouse. I love so much that y'all are just going in a big circle. It gives me life. You know,
Yeah.
there's a theory of creation that like, don't ever let me be a god. This is a bad idea, because if this is actually happening, I'm a malicious god of whatever this world is. Like, yes, dance puppets. Anyway, go ahead, Mabel. What would you like to do? There's still that creature there that is currently slumbering peacefully.
Oh, goodness gracious.
don't pick it up. We don't know what it does.
Animal handling. Animal handling.
Do you have anything in animal handling?
Like
You
the
guys,
one
I have
skill
a
that.
+3 in animal handling.
Do you fucking really?
I do.
Oh, that's outstanding. I love that so
I
much for you.
I am an animal.
You know what's
Fair.
crazy is I
You're a
also have a
person.
+3 in animal handling, but also We have to stay focused. This is totally gone off the rails.
It's been
In
off
the
the
best
rails
way
since the
possible.
beginning.
In the hey, card pull. Okay.
We spent
I love how
2
you say
hours.
stay focused, like we were ever focused
I
at
know.
any point.
Oh
We spent
wow.
2 hours at
Okay.
a concert. All right. So, Mabel is still reeling from this randomly beautiful individual
That's a. Go ahead. Sorry.
speaking to her and then burning the lock for her. It's a little warm. He was very good looking, and she is a bisexual trash. I'm gonna say panda, but she's there. Yeah.
I am bisexual trash. Period.
Yeah.
Period.
So she's a little shaky. But she is going to try. This is fine. She's going to.
It's fine. It's all fine.
Try to open the gate. Wait, when she heard it open, did it sound like it was like creaky or loud, or was it pretty silent? Like
well,
someone took care of this gate.
that is that's interesting because that brings me to the designer card, which is another wild card. So, and it was, but unfortunately, it was inverse. So the designer is a wild, and it was inverse. So this is the designer, and I believe that is Brenda, because she's the designer. Hey Brenda, you're awesome. Thank you for the interview. Max Unplugged. And that is a wild card. And the designer is specifically about the layout, so it gives the GM an opportunity to be intentionally vague about a specific situation. So it's an inverse wild, or it kind of gives the DM a jump on a specific point. I'll let you know when I use it specifically. So I'm gonna take that card from Anna. Pile. Okay, so that is perpetually in the Heavensfire pile now. So thank you, Anna. All right, carrying on.
Okay, could I tell when they were opening the gate if it was squeaky?
Oh, a little bit. It seems to be kind of it's oiled enough. It probably will still make a, but depending on how good you are with like lifting it up, and it's one of those doors where if you lift it up and push it in, it won't be that loud. But if you if you're careless, it might squeak a little bit.
I'm sure this is fine. I already used up my nat 20. I'm going to try to open this gate and not alert our little green friend.
Okay, and again, I will tell you when I use the wild card. So, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check. See how. Well, I'll say sleight of hand to open the gate without making a sound. I'll start there.
We believe in you.
Yeah.
Look, this is gonna go really bad.
You got this. Everybody believes in you.
I don't.
What the look you see.
Is that? Yep, that's exactly what I thought it was.
Good or bad?
That was a 3.
Okay.
Paying for that
Right.
nat 20 earlier.
I
That's
am
what's
paying for
happening here.
that nat 20.
The skiff is kind of floating down into the harbor. The door has closed behind our two friends, and you kind of go ahead and move your token inside the gate. You are able to. You think you're being you don't hear anything, so very just like a movie, right? You step inside, and you're like, you don't hear anything. But then you turn around, and the guard Drake is like looking right up at you, just.
Oh,
what do you do?
hello, good boy. Oh, you're so lovely. Look at your cute little face. Here, do you want some treats? And I'm gonna pull out a bag of cookies.
Okay.
And I am going to throw one. Well, first I'm gonna be like, do you want a cookie? Do you want a cookie? I know you want a cookie. Oh no.
Kind of just.
Oh no, I'm making my real dog sad.
Oh no!
You owe him something when we're done with this.
Yes, you have to give your real dog a cookie. That's amazing.
I'm sorry. Oh, no.
It's like,
I'll
when
give you
he's
a
like,
cookie.
yes, I do want a cookie. Why are you doing this to me?
Go bother your dad.
Oh no.
Okay. Did not even think of that. Anyway, I'm going to, once it seems like I have his attention, which I assume I do, I will throw the cookie.
Okay. Well, because it's a cookie and not a piece of meat, you throw the cookie and they just kind of.
Oh, we're not a fan of cookies.
kind of
Okay, and I'll
like the
dig into my other.
Dilophosaurus.
I'll dig into my other pocket
Mhm.
and pull out some jerky of some sort.
Okay. So
What if it's jerky?
if you have a ration, you have jerky.
Okay, yeah, I pull
Okay.
out some jerky.
Okay. For the
Is
sake
this? Want
of
this?
fairness and mechanics, we'll say that it will consume the ration.
Okay.
Okay.
Good boy. Good boy.
So make an animal handling check at advantage because you are feeding it meat.
Meat.
As it kind of give the dog a cookie. Yeah.
Well,
kind of,
you were always going to be feeding it meat one way or another, but
yes. Even if it was just
That-
a little nosh, like a little chew toy.
That would be a 22.
You just hear Mabel shout, "My leg is not a chew toy." 22.
Yep.
Oh, that is so on brand for both Mabel and Nikki. I love this. So this thing kind of sits down and just smells the ration and kind of,
Oh, good boy.
and like long draconic tongue, just like your hands all wet, and you're like, oh,
Oh,
like a big slobbery dog, would do if you feed it a treat. When they, not, not a little nibble. Definitely, you're like, oh, okay. But it takes the treat and kind of like lies down a little bit. And with a 22, you give it, as you said before, like when you're like, oh, you're so cute, you give it a little scratch behind the ear, and it kind of.
you're so good. Oh, what a good boy. Oh, they don't deserve you. You're so sweet. Here, have another. And I dump my entire thing of rations out onto the floor. Because Mabel is too sweet for her own good, and obviously this lizard dog needs these treats more than she does.
Okay.
I know what I said. I'm sorry.
I also just assumed she's like panicking.
You can see that.
Oh, Mabel?
Yeah, like she sees like there's this miniature dragon in front of her.
Oh no, she's not panicking. She sincerely thinks this is the cutest thing in the world, and she wants to take it home.
Fantastic. Love that for her.
You can see that they have a chain collar that has a little silver name tag, and it says Gerald.
Your name is Gerald? Oh, what a lovely, good Gerald.
Just
Good boy. You're a good boy.
kind of.
Why do they have you on a chain? And I'm going to attempt to take the chain off.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, it's the chain connects to the chain collar, and it's like a little pole over here by the door.
Okay. I want his collar to stay on because it's super cute. So I just want to get it off of the chain off the collar.
Okay. Yeah, it's just a simple mechanism. You can take the chain off, manipulate the chain loop a little bit, and let go. And they
There
just
you go, good boy. You don't need to be on that leash, huh? And I'm just doing this to his face. You do, good boy.
they kind of just like continue eating the rations and let you pet them.
Good boy.
You have befriended Gerald, the green guard drake.
Yes! This was my entire goal. Just wanted to make friends with this adorable little lizard dog. All right. Well, you can come with me if you'd like, but I figured I would give you a choice. You may stay here.
Thoroughly invested in the.
I left the gate
treats.
open too, just FYI.
And
Oh my
There's-
god.
Yeah.
So
That's gonna be our next side quest, dealing with this fucking guard drake that's loose on the streets.
Yeah, basically.
It's gonna come out of like it ate someone's cat or something, and now there's a bounty on the thing.
okay, well,
gonna
if
be a
your
whole
cat
thing.
is outside, outside cats take risks. You keep your cats inside.
gosh.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Oh,
But there's also
Yeah.
a very large orphanage in the city with small children.
Mabel doesn't think this far ahead. You assume that she has plans.
you assume I think about things.
Mabel is very big, but her skull is very small, and therefore she has -1 intelligence.
Yeah.
We do love that she's a wisdom caster that chooses not to use it, though.
Yeah. So she, she left the gate open. She's like, you
Mhm.
choose what you want to do, but you could come with me. You could come with me, and I have like, more rations and like holding it. You're such a good boy.
Thoroughly befriended. It gives you a little lick on your hand, right? So everything is you have thoroughly befriended this green guard drake.
Yay.
Outstanding.
Mabel for like 2 seconds completely forgot what she was here for.
I really enjoy this like Muppet Metal Gear Solid vibe we got going on.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Pretty nice.
There are two very different stories going on here, inside and outside this house.
They're both peak D&D somehow, though.
Mm-hmm. Adjust this.
At some point after befriending this beautiful, wonderful dragon dog, I will remember that I'm supposed to be following these kids, and I will slowly make my way down there after them.
Okay, so that definitely took some time to befriend the guy, but you did befriend Gerald, and the skiff has officially departed. So we're gonna go on to oh boy, that's interesting. I just thought about how that would work logistically. So I'm gonna bring Willow and Amina onto the other map.
So many maps.
And I'm gonna give lighting. I love dynamic lighting so much.
It is really nice.
Yeah. So yes, there does appear to be a ladder that goes up to a latch, and just coming into the basement, it is more storage. You can see a lot of tarps thrown over some objects here, and a significant portion of crates down here. Again, more shipping tools, cargo nets, crates full of supplies, ropes, sails, wood. Most things that you would find that somehow connect to a ship. 2 large barrels. Ships need water and ale. Lots of stuff. Lots of good stuff. And a little chest here in the corner.
There was no door like to these stairs or from the stairs or anything like that. It was just stairs down.
Stairs down. Yep.
Okay. Can I pull off the tarps and sort of see what's there?
Yes. Based on the timing, you pull off the tarps, and what you see in the center is a series of old printing presses. Old, derelict printing presses that have been brought here, have been damaged or destroyed. Sort of earlier prototypes. And
are these also
see.
meticulously scrubbed clean?
I am going to... Hey, Anna, you still here? I'm going to cash this in for a guaranteed success on stealth. I'm going to cash it in early. What was the question, Willow?
Are these broken printing presses also meticulously scrubbed clean?
No, they are not. But they seem to be old, dusty, something that hasn't been used in a while.
Okay, so
They do have
probably too far.
typography, right? But sounds like pretty standard words. I think you can make out like the weather, things like
Right.
that.
Okay. I lost my train of thought. It's fine.
I don't like what I'm seeing here.
Yep, neither do I.
I also do not.
Wondering who used that stealth card
Put
on.
some of those back,
Oh,
please. That's
what
too many
is that?
D6s.
That's so much.
From outside it's a little clearer, but from below, you hear like the shattering of glass, and then and what the fuck? What are y'all doing?
Who heard this? Just Willow and Amina?
So all three of you heard the glass shattering was louder outside, but you didn't hear the what the from outside. From inside, you heard the what the and then the gurgling and the and then the sound of something hitting flesh and the shattering of both heard the shattering of glass. And then from outside, Mabel, you hear very light footsteps on the roof. What are y'all doing?
That's why you kept pointing out the windows on the roof. Okay.
Yep.
Everything has a reason. We need to get upstairs.
Yeah, no, we gotta go. Run. Where's the door? Or can we
Well,
tell that it's going up? That the noise came from the roof.
Well, you just heard glass shattering, and then a thud, and followed by what the and then another thud.
All right, so we'll run upstairs, I guess,
Yeah.
and try to see if that was on the lower level, and then if it doesn't seem to be, we'll go up on the to the second level and.
Okay. So it seemed very close to where you two are. So you're just running back up the steps.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we can tell that was not Mabel that just got hurt, correct?
It seemed to come from right above you. It didn't sound
Right.
like Mabel's
Okay.
voice.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess back upstairs. If we feel like it's coming from right above us, I think maybe we should move just a little bit more carefully, because I'm not trying to get hit in the chest with a crossbow.
Whoever got hit hard.
Okay, so keeping cover into account. So are you trying to stealth up, or are you trying to?
If you stay behind me, I can provide some cover. I have the shield and.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So then I guess Willow would go first, since Willow's got the armor.
I just realized what happened.
Okay, so stealth checks from the. So I'm sorry. Stealth checks or no? Or are you just running up in order like that?
Yeah. No. Willow's got armor, so we're just gonna go then.
Okay, just gonna run up. Okay.
Yeah.
So as you run up, you can see bleeding out on the ground before you the two kids from the bar. One has an arrow in the center of his chest. And the other one seems to be dead, arrow through the throat. And there's a shattered pane of glass up above, and you see a figure leap across the top of the roof with sort of a mask over their face. Dressed all in black, and Mabel, you see the same thing, the shadow of the figure kind of just across the rooftop from the lower levels. What are y'all doing?
I have a question.
Yep.
Do I see them for a long enough time to cast magic missile?
If you wanna have that be your one reaction as they jump across, then yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yeah. Just trying to sort of make them lose their footing. As we come up, survey the scene, see that thing, Willow raises her arm real quick and like turns this dial, and these laser pointers zero in on the thing, and then little like missiles just like the little tank missiles from Iron Man 1.
Okay.
Just straight at the figure.
All right.
I will take the spell slot off in a second.
Roll magic missile damage. I'm working on like 3 different maps here. This is great. This is so cool. I've never
You've
actually
been
run
balancing a
like
ton
this.
tonight.
Yeah.
Just to double check how you run it, is it roll 1d4 plus 1 and then have that be all 3 darts, or roll for each dart?
Roll for each dart.
Okay.
Yep.
It's 11 force damage total.
Okay. As these darts, and you hear, and a little stumble, but then back up. So 11 total. As the missiles leave your wrist rocket Iron Man thing. Very cool. Okay, so that is Mabel's reaction for sort of like a what are you going to do moment. Mabel, what are you doing? What's your first thought? How are you responding to this?
I heard the glass shatter. I did not hear. Sorry, I have a puppy. I did not hear anybody shout, right?
Correct.
Okay. But I did see those kids go through. Excuse me.
There was like you heard some voices, like a little muffled shout from
Okay.
inside, and I'll put this on the roof layer.
Someone's giving me a problem because I did not give her a cookie.
So yeah, I think it was yep, leaping over this one and then stumbling down this one.
Okay.
Okay, so probably right about there.
Okay. Well,
And you're, I think, right over here.
I was where I could see the kids going inside. Cause
Yep.
I know they went down the stairs and went inside. And then I heard shattered glass and a muffled noise. Is there a door by me? Like in this section?
There's only there is, but it's a large. It's not as big as the one on the front, but it's like a smaller version of that with the same emblem of the Navy, and it's sort of again lacquered polished wood with steel reinforced metal as well.
Okay.
And it's sort of like right over here.
Okay. I'm gonna run to it and try to open it.
Okay, so let's put you back. I just wanted to show you that map. We'll throw you back on the other map here. Okay. So
The door was locked.
the door is locked. Willow and Amina, right around that time, as you, but then right as you're about to run into the door, as you're running into the door, you hear and from up on the roof, almost like this really intense whistling, and then these 3 impacts followed by, and then on the roof, and then the 2 of you from inside hear a on the outside of the door, right where you are.
Yeah, I'm gonna like try and break this door down.
Okay, again from the other side. Make an athletics check for me.
Willow is sort of taking up with the shield and trying to like stand between Amina and the evidently bursting door.
Okay.
24.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, never mind. You're still. Never mind.
So the metal is kind of old and rusty, and it looks like the bar hasn't been replaced in several decades, and as you kind of do one last push, the old rusted metal snaps, and bits and pieces of it kind of fly up, and there's rust flying everywhere. And through the door, I'll just put you right over here, is Mabel kind of bursting through the door in Mama Bear mode. And Amina, what's your reaction to all this? How everyone has like one thing that they can do.
Okay, was I also able to see this person
Yes.
leaping off of the roof? How far are they from me?
So if you look up, they were kind of leaping to the left. So there's a window right above where you are, and they leapt over that window, and you heard the thud as they got hit with the magic missile, and we're kind of falling that way. But we can retcon back it up a little bit if you were also trying to do something. But they were like leaping above the window right above you.
Okay, so they're well within 60 feet, correct?
Within 60 feet, yes.
Cool. I am going to just cast Cloud of Daggers at them.
Okay. All right. So simultaneous with
With the
Willow?
magic
Okay.
missile, yeah.
Okay. All right. Can you like that in the roll 20 for me?
Yep.
Okay. That's when I always kind of forget about exactly what Cloud of Daggers does.
It's such a cool spell that I never see get used.
Yeah, right? I never see people use that spell.
I absolutely love this spell.
Okay.
I don't think there's a save for it. I think it's just you're stuck in this cloud of daggers.
Oh. Yeah, let me double check. Cloud of Daggers.
I love that the component is just a sliver of glass.
Of
Like-
which there's plenty.
Yes. You just threw some glass.
Fill the air with spinning daggers and a cube 5 feet on each side, centered on a point you choose. 44. Doesn't say it's stuck. It just says that it's you create 44 damage in that space.
I mean, I wouldn't want to move if there was suddenly a bunch of daggers spinning around me, but
True. Well,
I'm also not this person.
They were in motion, like as you do it, so you kind of like up in the air. Go ahead,
I mean,
Avalon.
if they start their turn in the cloud of daggers, they also take damage. So
I was gonna
True.
say that
it
you
would
could, like,
behoove them to get out of it.
Right. So we'll say that they take you at the same time, kind of like lift up this magic. What does it look like when you cast Cloud of Daggers up there right after Avalon's missiles?
Well, this is the first time that Amina has cast this spell because
Cool.
she's like, I only want to use this in like dire situations.
Mhm.
But these two guys that she came here to like try to keep from dying are actively dying in front of her, and she's angry for the first time and like angry enough to be able to like use her magic to do something. So she just kind of grabs up some of the glass that's like on the floor and she almost grinds it in her hands and then just throws it, and it's not colorful, it's not pretty, it is violent, and it's almost like it's like musical bars being
Oh,
thrown
nice.
out at someone in an attempt to like shred them.
Okay. So
That's
yeah,
so rad.
wow. Give yourself DM inspiration for that. That's awesome. Exactly as
amazing.
described. It picks up the glass, kind of crushes it into like this roiling smoke, and then in this dissonant sound of anger, just and you can hear the dissonance in the air as it shoots up like a dozen of these and it forms a little cloud that's kind of crisscrossing sharp glass up in the air as you hear oh, fuck, as this individual, and then that's when they kind of fall and then the door and then Mabel comes at the same time, and then I need the 3 of you to roll initiative as the guard drags up at the roof. So time for initiative.
He falls. He's on the roof. He fell.
No, he kind of just fell on the roof and stumbled a little bit.
Okay.
18.
I imagine that
If you have to click on your
Mabel
token
broke down the door because she saw their magic come out. So I feel like she's a beat behind them.
Gonna add HP and AC.
I actually rolled 18 because I rolled with my physical dice, but I clicked the button just to add to the tracker. I will correct the number when the tracker is live.
No worries.
Also, what's Amina's dex mod?
Something high, I think. It's +3.
Can we get much higher?
We have the same dex mod.
Uh-huh.
We have to roll these now.
Rollies.
Why no
I
one's
got an
showing up?
18 on the rollies.
Are you serious?
I am serious. Did
Because
you
I also got an 18.
Amina and Willow are just doing this buddy cop movie right now, and it's fantastic.
I love
All right,
it.
we have to roll these again.
Oh, that's really funny. Okay,
I got a 16.
I got a 7.
All right, so Willow slightly above Amina.
$15. Okay, so who got a 7?
I did.
Okay, 7. And for...
No, she got an 18 on initiative. We were rolling to see who goes first because we both rolled 18 on
okay.
the original initiative.
Gotcha. And what did Mabel roll?
What did I say? 11.
11. Okay. So this can include elements of a skill challenge as well. If you want to try and use a skill challenge to do something that might not necessarily be in the in the mode of how initiative or how things might normally work with movement. So if you want to opt to try and use a skill challenge, which would be it would be sort of a sequence of losses or gains, and you can kind of tally that in addition to what you normally would do. You can opt to do that as well instead of sort of taking your turn. So if you want to do something wild and out of what you normally would, you can say, I want to try a skill challenge, and you would kind of roll, and if you succeed, you would make forward progress. And if you make either 3 successes, your goal is accomplished. If you make 3 failures sequentially over however long, whenever you decide to bring it in over the course of this chase, your prey might elude you. But that's optional if you wanted to try something like that. So up first in this crazy situation, and it's Willow going first after the rollies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, yeah. Willow. Again, the roof, the top of the roof is about 35 feet above you. The center of the roof is about 30 feet above you. But the apex, the tilt of the roof is like 35 feet. But the more level, because it's a angled roof in 2 different spots. And there's another set of windows here, coming down this way.
Okay. Would it be an action to unbar and exit through the front door?
It's a large wooden gate that would require an action, an athletics check to try and remove it by yourself. It looks like it's something that might usually take a couple of people, 2 or 3 people to do together.
Gotcha. Okay.
But by yourself, it would require an athletics check to lift it up. But that would be an action. You would still have bonus action and movement if you want to do something, pretty standard.
Do I still have view of the person?
You do not. They kind of stumbled probably into the center of the top of the roof. But they're still on the roof. Out of view.
Okay. I think Willow's just going to dive out the door that Mabel busted in. I will move my token in a moment, but move and action to dash to try to get around front again where we were before, and the next turn do more stuff.
Okay.
Give me a second.
So yeah, that would be 60 feet would get you right there, right underneath the lamppost.
Fantastic. All right. Yeah. So Willow's gonna be right there. Actually, I'm gonna back her up just a little bit, just so she's not under the lamppost.
Okay. So Willow just takes off, just bursts through the door, and into past the guard, Drake, who just kind of gives you a little, but you just run right past, and it's now barking at you as you kind of make your way over to the front.
Actually, as a bonus action,
but it's
Willow
placated enough to not attack you.
Yeah. As a bonus action, Willow just like thumps the power supply for the thing that's attached to her prosthetic arm, and this like pulse of energy just goes through her muscles, makes everything sort of twitch for a second. She is giving herself some temporary HP as she activates the defensive field of the armor. Give me a moment to double check the amount.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, you also see all this happen as Willow you can see the muscles being stimulated as she kind of plows through the door, and then they kind of come around the corner like, kind of running up and around.
Okay, so it's temporary hit points equal to my artificer level, which is 3. So yeah, I have 3 temp HP.
Nice.
She is in this street, intending to go after the guy.
Okay. All right, Amina. You see Willow
Amina,
take off, like, just haul ass towards the front.
which one of them is still breathing?
Stephen.
Steven, I am going to cast Cure Wounds on him.
Okay.
So that would be where is that spell? Here it is. 6 points of health, which should at least stop him from choking on his own blood.
6? Okay. Well, he still has to make, he never actually made the con save, but now he's going to have to because those are poison tipped arrows.
Oh, jeez.
It's a nat 20. See what they're... Oh boy. Their con modifier. 1, so that would be a total of 14. Not quite. And they take... Yeah, so you're gonna have a minute when you can see that the arrow is like drenched in this kind of thick viscous fluid, and it's like turning the blood sort of at the wound, like the wound is like already festering. But you have a moment where you are able to like bring Steven back momentarily. And 28 is more than their max HP, but they're like
Tell me who.
Does anybody... What is everybody's insignia?
What do you mean?
I am also unclear on the question.
Does anybody have like an insignia of... No, because you're all from the Kairosian Empire, right?
I mean, Willow's not,
Yeah,
but
Willow's
she's
not
not
there.
like military either. Well, yeah. I don't think she has any identifiable symbols or anything.
I mean, I have my Isindra symbol, but that's it.
He just kind of looks around and just kind of points a finger over at the 2 gates, the main gates, the double doors, and just kind of looks furiously over in that direction. See his eyes bloodshot, trying to maintain, and then kind of start to foam at the mouth a little bit as he just kind of points over at the 2 double doors before collapsing in your arms.
Knowing that there is no time for the emotions that she wants to spend on these young boys, she gets up and she's going to use her movement to follow Willow.
Okay. All right. So so any questions, any follow-up questions that you want, I'd be happy to elaborate. He'd point it at these 2 double doors.
Okay.
And that will get you... You have 30 feet of movement, right? That would get you right behind Willow.
No, I'm going to check the doors. I want to... Can I see what he's pointing at from here?
Yep.
Exactly? I can see it.
It seems like a similar symbol to what you saw when you first... if you give the doors a good look, there is the symbol of the Vascatorian Navy on both sides of the door.
Okay.
On either side.
Okay. Then seeing that, then yeah, I'm going to follow behind Willow.
Okay. Right. I wasn't expecting that. So that would get you... All right. Yep, right behind Willow. So you can move out and around. Anything else you want to do? Any actions, bonus actions?
I don't think I have any bonus actions I can use right now.
Okay, I have to see exactly where they are on the roof. Lantern, over 2. Okay. Lantern over 2. Two. Okay. So the windows are right here. They're going to... You hear movement on the roof. They're going to move... Ready. They're going to leap over to the other rooftop. +45 +15. And then off screen, so we can go on the other map. And that's a dash. Okay, so what is Mabel doing before we switch over to the overworld?
Mabel is dying of guilt.
Mabel could probably have a pretty easy time of lifting up that reinforced wooden bar by herself if she wanted to try.
Mabel has other priorities right now.
It just might be like a quicker access point to the outside.
She is
Up to you.
Feels so guilty because she was supposed to be watching these kids. She got distracted by this lizard dog, and now they're dead. So she's going to, because I'm sure she was moving at the same time that Amina was moving in the 6 seconds. She runs over. You went to Steven. I'm going to run over to Eric. I can tell right away that he's dead.
Yep.
I'm going to cast Spare of the Dying on him.
Okay. Been a minute, yeah. Less than a minute.
I don't know if anybody can see this, but she just puts her hands down onto his chest, and this bright gold light comes out of her hands and like fills his body, so he's at least stabilized.
Okay, so right. Stabilize unconscious at 0?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So as he was killed first by the so that you are able to at least stabilize. Now that the arrow is still like on, well, the arrow kind of went through the other side of his throat, but you're able to kind of stabilize. And the arrow on Steven went into his heart. The arrow on him went through his throat, but you're able to, you see that as you kind of sort of this warm glow emanates from your hands. Is it a cantrip or is it a first level spell?
It's a cantrip.
Okay. All right. You will have to use both turns because he's gonna die again.
That's what I figured. I
Okay.
figured I probably have to pull the arrow out first and then cast.
Make a medicine check for me because this is a little complicated because there's a poison tipped arrow that went through his throat. So I think that it would be reasonable to leave this to a medicine check. It might. We'll set the DC because he took a poison arrow through the throat, which would be more than enough to kill him both times.
Yeah.
He's not a very strong individual, right? So I would say we'll leave. Yeah, I'll say we'll leave it to. They're both like dead twice, so I'd say we'll leave it to a DC 18 medicine check.
Oh, come on. Why am I not proficient in medicine? Mama Bear, what is wrong with you? She just has Band-Aids in her purse. Just takes out a Band-Aid and puts it over his throat.
Because there is, as a paramedic, there is a very specific procedure as to how you might...
Advantage was granted in the chat.
Ooh,
was
okay,
it?
From Anna. Yeah, all right. Yeah, so go ahead and roll that at advantage.
Thank you, Anna.
We
I had
believe in
rolled
Thank you, Anna.
rolled an 18. Oh, natural 20. Thank you, Anna.
Shit. Okay, so you immediately take your whatever sharp object you have and just clip off the arrow. Take bandages, put it behind the neck. After you clip off the arrow, you kind of just clip off the arrow, leave the other side, and bandage with this in the front and the back. leave the object in, take the arrow so it's not like digging in and forcing movement. You take the time, you start the process of securing it, putting gauze bandages. Every adventurer has a basic field kit, right? So you take some gauze, put it on both sides, and you kind of lean him to the side, and you continuously use your magic. You will have to stay with him for this until you can get like a higher.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
But yeah, you're able to stabilize, and you're able to use some other magic to kind of like suction the wound a little bit as well. But you would have to kind of continuously stay with him to make sure that he doesn't die in this situation. And because of how bad these wounds are, you could only do one. You wouldn't have enough to do both.
No, I figured I could only choose one of them.
Okay, so I'll just move you over here closer to Eric so you know which one's Eric.
I chose him because Amina had just
Yeah.
done something to Steven. I didn't know if anything worked, but I went to Eric and I learned all of this from my husband Amos, who was a healer. He taught me all of his good stuff. I have lots of band-aids.
Yes, I would imagine spending that much time on the front.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's go over to... Boy. Go back to the overworld here.
Oh my god, so bright.
Mabel is inside. Y'all here. Y'all smaller. Okay. And... Hi. Assy boy. Roof. He has taken damage. And all the while, the Guardrake is just like furiously barking. Like a distressed creature would in that situation. Sensing the unnecessary violence.
Yelling from inside, Gerald, it's okay! Gerald, calm down!
At this point, somebody else roll a d20 for me.
I rolled the last one. Do you want me to roll this one again? Or this one as well?
I can roll since I just rolled a natural 20. We can see if I did it again.
Do it. How's you goodwill?
I just rolled a natural 20!
Did you really?
Yes!
Let's hope that's actually good in this instance.
Surprisingly,
No.
surprisingly, nobody wants anything to do with the situation. Nobody is reporting y'all. Nobody's called the guards. Nothing. You have like the run of the city. In fact, people are like closing their shutters. Right? You see like at least 3 or 4 people. Like, no, the fuck not. Like, you know.
Is that our desired outcome? Because that throws a wrench in my plan.
But that's.
Willow's still gonna do it.
Okay. You might be able to reverse it in some way, but for now, people are like, nope.
Good dice.
Yep.
Good dice. Please don't become a traitor.
How are we proceeding? Kind of like the situation that we're in.
Okay,
currently.
so the walls of the warehouse, is it all like modern day? Is a lot of like tin, just like flat, or not flat, but like ridged metal sheets that comprise a lot of the structure. Is that the case here too?
This is it's a lot of stone and wood. So there is a shipyard down over here that I kind of modeled this after. It's mostly stone, so it's a mostly stone building.
Do I have eyes on the guy again?
He's on the closest roof.
But I do see him.
Yes. Well,
Oh.
yeah, he's kind of on the other side of this roof. These are
Okay.
actually a little closer.
Willow will use her 30 feet to move towards him, and as she's going, she's sort of like, you know, in Legend of Vox Machina when Percy like reloads the gun, he just like has a quick reload thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that, where she like slots in 3 more of those rockets, lines up the lasers, and then 3 more magic missiles whistle towards the man.
Okay.
Give me a moment.
Yeah, so I had to add another roof there, as per the other map, so another building.
That's another
Another
11 force damage.
And it's gonna pick himself up and keeps going.
And then I don't have anything else I can do with a bonus action. That's it. She's just gonna keep trying to chase him.
Okay. All right, Amina, you're right behind Willow.
Hey,
And
is the
by the way, but Chase, are you kind of chasing on the ground?
Yeah.
Okay.
is Twitch frozen for anybody? I just got a message.
Nope, not for me.
Okay.
Looks fine for me.
Yep,
Okay.
I'm looking at it right now. Bit rate is good.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure.
Yep. All right, cool.
So yeah, I'm also going to give chase. Can I still see him? This person?
Yeah, just took a bunch of magic missiles. He's on the closest roof and is kind of hauling ass.
Great.
I have.
I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers.
Nice. I love that.
That's a DC Wisdom save of 13.
Okay. DC Wisdom save from. Fail.
Fantastic. It's going to be 10 points of damage. And Amina will say, only cowards fight from rooftops.
Ooh.
Nice.
As he's kind of picking himself up, you kind of shout, and your words kind of ripple through the air, and they almost translate into a screech. As Willow kind of, you're made a little. It's so intense. You have that little bit of discomfort. Were it not for that Amina is your ally, and the words kind of cut through the air, and you can see the ripples and that sort of discordant melody as it kind of hits the back of this guy's head, and you see him kind of. And little trickles of blood kind of fall from his head as he shakes it off and keeps going. Good hit, though.
Yeah.
Anything else for Amina?
Nope, just running since
Okay.
he's still moving, so am I.
All right. So with using actions, he's just dashing. So you're a little bit behind him. Go ahead.
Is like he's been hit a couple of times, so he's bleeding, yeah?
A little bit. He's very hardy. Probably a seasoned veteran.
Oh no.
Oh no, that's fine. I just
Not an amateur.
if we lose him, we could still technically find him.
Oh, yes, he is bleeding.
Okay.
I see what you're saying now. Yes. A little bit.
That's more information for Harmony and Key. I am not a tracker.
All right, so on turn, he's going to leap to another rooftop. And he's going to get to the other end of that rooftop. He's getting some distance on y'all now. But you can see him on the top of the other rooftop. Mabel, you're continuing to stabilize. Anything you're doing to get anyone's attention specifically? You didn't attract any untoward attention, but if you want to try and get help, you can do that. Do you have any way to do so?
Oh, for Mabel?
Yeah, for Mabel. Oh, sorry, Mabel.
No. Steven looks too far gone, doesn't he? Like,
yeah.
I can tell there's no.
It wasn't a spare the dying. It was the healing, and then that caused him to make the saving throw, which was more than enough to actually kill him outright. But then there was an argument to follow the pursuer, which I probably would have done the same thing.
Okay. So, Steven, lost cause. Eric seems to be stable.
With your nat 20, yeah. And
Okay.
even then, I wasn't expecting that to succeed. But respect the nat 20.
I was not expecting that to succeed either.
And advantage from Anna. Thank you again, Anna.
For that
Yeah.
advantage. I am going to, since he's at least stable, I will take my action actually to lift up his head and feed him a potion of healing.
Okay. All right. That will actually help kind of close the wound, and you see some blood clots start to come out as coughs a little bit of blood up, kind of, and you kind of like have to do back. But the potion of healing and the magic of that potion, you can see that energy start to kind of almost act like an astringent and bind the wounds, kind of sealing that up. At that point, you could, with your nat 20, remove the shaft of the arrow.
Okay.
And as you do the healing potion, you can see the wounds starting to close up with the magic of the alchemy here.
Okay. And while I'm doing that, I'm just shaking my head and just saying, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Like, to both Eric and Steven. Even though Steven can't hear me. Oh my god.
Hi.
Yeah.
Is that it for Mabel?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Willow.
don't have anything else.
All right, so he's pretty clearly outpacing us. Willow has run out of spell slots and does not have a ranged cantrip. Can I try to deduce where he's headed? Does he seem to have like a bearing, or is he just trying to get away? Is there a way that I can kind of?
Yeah, we can call that part one of a skill check. I would say make an insight check.
Sure. It's bad. It's an 8.
Okay. We'll call that one failure. No, difficult to discern. West, heading west. General direction. North by northwest, westish. Otherwise, anything else in the intensity of the moment eludes you. I assume you still want to continue to give chase anyway.
Yeah, if
can't?
he's headed like north by northwest, you said, right?
Mhm.
Or west by northwest?
Yeah.
Okay. Was that my action trying to like study him?
Yeah. That was that was like a skill challenge part, but you can still move 30 feet.
Okay.
Because if you had succeeded on that, it could have been one towards determining exactly where he was going.
Okay. Yeah, she'll just keep chasing him directly.
Okay. All right. Okay. And Amina. Yeah, I'll just Oh, sorry.
How do any of these buildings that we're running past as we're chasing him look as if they are climbable?
Ooh, good question. Okay, yeah. So the first one happens to have like a little outdoor garden and lattice work that you can climb up to the roof on. It's lattice work, so it's a little unstable. So it would require either, but because it's lattice, I'll give you a choice: either acrobatics or athletics. That would be your choice. You can do it gracefully or brute force it all the way up the top.
We're gonna do acrobatics because I have proficiency.
Okay.
Smart.
And it's the closest building to the left, south by southwest for you on the map. So go ahead and make an acrobatics check to see if you can just kind of use your elvish grace to kind of.
Let's see. Nope. That's just gonna be a 9.
Oh yeah, well there is something to climb up. Unfortunately, you kind of get to the lattice and you kind of get about halfway up and it starts to crack a little bit. And this is also somebody's garden, and
Yes.
the woodwork starts to like and kind of bend over, and you're like, uh oh, it kind of bends backwards with you on it.
Oh no.
Yeah. But I'll move you down over here. So that was 30 feet of movement, and then try to get up the lattice halfway down, and then you kind of drop, and you're like, shit.
Okay. Well, then I will plan B this.
Okay. Plan B this.
I am going to cast Unseen Servant, and I'm going to cast it on the roof, and the one command is collect the blood.
Ooh, okay. So you feel this like this sort of rush of energy and these sort of whispers in the air, like, and the wind blows through, and you see like this, just for a second, this faint spectral figure up onto the roof, and then there's nothing there that you can see. Anything else?
I keep following Willow then, since climbing up there myself did not work.
Okay. Completely out of sight. This is going to be made at advantage. Okay. Amina, have you given up pursuit at this point?
Yeah, because really, I'm getting what I want.
Okay. So, Willow, you're still pursuing?
If I lose sight completely, and like I don't hear him running anymore or anything, I think Willow would stop and make sure not to get too far away from Amina and Mabel.
Okay. As you kind of stand in the street, Mabel, are you shouting for help for any reason? Or is that your plan? Or are you shouting for help, or are you trying to maintain?
I was maintaining. Well,
Yeah.
if this is my turn, I'll have gotten up because he's now stable and he's awake.
Yep. Yeah. He's. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna run out the door. I'm not gonna go through the front door because that takes too long. I'm gonna run out the door and soothe Gerald. So I'm running by. Gerald, it's okay. It's okay. Good boy. Good boy. And then I'm just actually going to run out the gate into the street and look to see if I don't want to go far away from this place. I don't want to go far away from Steven. So I'm just, or not Steven, Eric. And I'm just going to look to see if I can see my friends, but I'm not calling for help yet.
Okay.
Because I'm not really sure what's going on, so.
Okay. So you're looking for the other 2 members of your party?
Yeah, I'm just looking to see them. I'm not going to go try and find them. I'm just looking down the road.
All right. As you look down the road, you see 3 figures approaching, dressed all in black from this direction.
Oh no.
And you hear the caw of a raven from above you.
Can I quick run back into the gate of the courtyard?
As you kind of back up, you see a hand raise from the shadows, like
from the shadows around me, or
no, from the east here, right? So you were looking down the street, right?
Yep.
In between these buildings, and that's where you saw the 3 figures coming at you.
Yep.
From the shadows. It's dark. They're kind of emerging from. They're not into focus yet, but the figure at the lead holds up a hand.
No, I'm gonna basically throw myself back into the courtyard towards Gerald.
Okay. As you kind of back into the courtyard, kind of backing up, Willow and Amina, you hear the caw of that raven again. And as you back into the courtyard, two familiar faces and one not familiar come around the courtyard in a very official manner. Alessia von Macht,
Okay.
Darius Essex,
Oh, motherfucker.
and a third with their hood up. Two blades at their side in a row of 6 blades on their chest. They remove their
Whoa.
hood and you can see them, sort of white hair, kind of like a short, like a little longer than a pixie cut. And the third gives you a very intense look. I don't have a token for them yet. But they kind of walk into the courtyard and Darius just kind of looks at you and says, "Report of a disturbance. We'll take it from here."
Too late.
And they just kind of walk into...
I'm just gonna say I'm holding on to Gerald's collar.
Okay. Gerald is
him
kind
in.
of snarling as the three of them kind of make a beeline for the inside of the warehouse. And as they kind of push past you, the third, who you haven't recognized, kind of walks around you, kind of looks you up and down, kind of sizing you up, gender neutral, and then they make their way into the docks, into the central warehouse here. And that's where we're going to end the session for the evening.
I have questions.
Wow. That was
So-
way more of an intense session than I thought it would be.
The reason I was asking about the composition of the fucking walls of the warehouse thing,
Mm-hmm.
it's because Willow was going to use her thunder punch on the like tin walls and beat that thing like a drum
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that
as
was
a sort of like beacon. Just whack the wall with a thunder punch and either throw him off balance because the entire thing is vibrating, or call a lot of attention to that spot very quickly.
Yeah.
But stone and wood would not reverberate the same.
Wow. Ooh, I need a cigarette after that. That was
It's-
really intense.
It occurred to me in this session that I need a crossbow.
Yes.
My one like attack cantrip is shocking grasp, which is useless in a chase. Yeah. Also, half caster slots, RAP. I have 3 first level slots right now.
Man. Mabel is definitely gonna have to put Gerald back on that leash. And also run in after them so they don't freaking kill Eric again.
If we get to keep Gerald, we need to like make him a token that sits in the special guest spot
Yeah.
Yes,
in the UI until we actually have a special guest. We just have Gerald
yes,
there.
please.
Yep.
Well,
Gerald's my new pet.
if you like what you saw tonight, you can come hang out with us in our Discord for more up-to-date schedules as to when we run games every other Saturday for Heavensfire and every other Monday for Stormwatch. For now, Heavensfire is D&D 5e Tarot card system. We might be looking at some options, but for the meantime, that's what we have. And we do this every other Saturday and then every other Monday with Stormwatch. And we're also currently casting for a show called Into the Old Margrave, a combination of Into the Woods and Tales from the Old Margrave, also using,
Oh, good.
like every game, the tarot system. And this one is going to be using the Darkwood Tarot by Sasha Graham. So I'm excited to make roll tables for the Darkwood Tarot. That's what we do. We're going to make PDFs of all these eventually. I got to change the D20s and the dice rolls to D6s and D10s. But I'm excited to eventually release these tarot compendiums That's what we're going to release as a physical product, and also eventually a campaign PDF, a campaign setting PDF. I'm not that ambitious, but it's just a matter of taking all this and put it in, the 800 pages of lore and putting it into a PDF format. So we're excited to get into publishing eventually, even if it's just a PDF. That's pretty easy and pretty straightforward. So yeah, that's what we have going on. You can join our Discord, hang out with other queer witches, and let's go around the table, and everyone else can talk about what they've got going on and plug any of their stuff. So, Willow, what you got going on?
Hi. Yeah, so I stream here twice every couple of weeks with this game, and then of course the Monday night Stormwatch games. I also voice act, usually with Faustian nonsense, but I have branched out a little bit. I can't talk too much about that yet because I don't have any good details, but additional things are coming. However, something really, really cool related to Faustian nonsense, Super Suits is finally having its public releases. We are doing a sort of live stream event thing on February 5th. It'll be streaming on YouTube, I believe, where we'll sort of like watch the episode, we'll talk about stuff, it'll be really, really fun. And then the episode will be available on various podcast platforms on February 6th, the next day. And I believe the plan is for bi-weekly releases after that. So we'll be going through the episodes. Fun fact about that too is that the release is almost exactly 1 year after the crowdfunding campaign went live, which is just a neat little bit of synchronicity that we didn't originally plan, but we are delighted by nonetheless. That's really all I got for big news. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Avalon. And Nikki, Miss Mabel Goodberry, what you got going on?
He's such a good berry.
She is. She's the best berry. I almost typed exclamation mark Mabel.
I mean,
Yeah.
Mabel is my goals in life, so
Right?
it works. Let's see. I'm really bad at remembering stuff. You can always find all my stuff over on Twitter under Coyote Witch. I have a Thirsty Sword Lesbians one shot that's going to happen on Tuesday of next week, I believe. I should look that up so I'm not telling you wrong stuff. Yes, the 24th at 7 p.m. I'm playing a one shot with the Lost Caravan crew. You can find
Great crew.
Yes, I love them. They're fantastic. You can find them on Twitch as Lost Caravan RPG, and same on Twitter. They're a lot of fun. So I'm doing that this month. I don't have a lot of going on. I'm still kind of getting back from having COVID, so things are a little slow. And it's been a really long year already. But anything else that comes up will be on Coyote Witch, and I'll be opening my commissions soon. So if you want pet portraits or character art, you can find me there.
Awesome. Thank you, Nikki. And Garnet, hi, what you got going on?
Hello. Alrighty, so anytime y'all want to see me, I'm usually here. But in my daytime life, when I'm not hanging out here until all hours of the wee morning, I am making movies. I'm currently working on a horror short and a magical girl feature film. So if you have any questions, if you're looking for a producer or really anything, my inboxes are open. Let me know what your ideas are and how I can help. My going rate is very fair, I promise.
Awesome, and thank you, Garnet. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and raid. Let's see what they got going on Tiffany's channel. Let's do Tiffany Witcher. Okay, cool. So great channel, VTuber channel, and wait until you see this VTuber avatar. I promise it's worth sticking around. Tiffany Witcher. So yeah, until next time, be gay, do crime. Peace out, witches. We love you very much.
Good night.
Good night.